unknown object that seems to be heading for the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. There are reports of strong gusts, lightning strikes, and thunder. Officials are urging fans to take shelter in the rink and rush for the net.
While the air. We'll have another drive here. They go back behind the net looking for a centering play. There it is, they score! It's 1-0. Thunderbirds take the lead here on the road. Tipped in front, there it is, they score! Jack, Gus Ford comes over, and there's a hit, and here we go! Shooting one through a screen. I don't know how Boris Babic saw it, but he did. Gets to work. They fire one, they score! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime!
More than a barbershop. It's culture, it's community, it's consistency.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always, Twin City Thunderbirds hockey, and what a thriller it was here last night. The Thunderbirds picked up a 5-4 overtime win. Josh LaBelle with 2 goals, including the overtime game winner. And a great way to start the weekend. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can back it up with another good performance here behind enemy lines tonight. It's the final meeting of the regular season between these two teams. And the Thunderbirds in Game 2 now of a 7-game road trip. It was Josh LaBelle scoring in the first period last night. Zach White got a goal in the power play in the second period. Roman Kramer scored an even-strength goal in the second period. A power play goal for Jan Salak in the third period. Binghamton had goals there in between with a couple of goals coming out of the first period and then the start of the second period. And also 2 in the final 5 minutes to force an overtime finish. It was a wild one. And Josh LaBelle got the game-winning goal in the overtime. We thank you for tuning in to our pregame show. Here's what it looks like around the league tonight. PD at Athens has been postponed. That game will not happen. We have our game coming up in about 15 minutes. Biloxi on the road to play Columbus this evening. Indiana with a road game against Topeka. Blue Ridge is playing host to Danbury, and Watertown is hosting Port Huron. We'll see what that win did for the Thunderbirds in the standings last night. 40 points, and they now trail fourth place PD by 2 points. Thunderbirds in 5th, PD in 4th. Binghamton remains the top team in the Empire Division, and the Thunderbirds will face them once again tonight. Leaders on each side. Gus Ford 1 point away from a 50-point season already. He's got 49 points on the year. Zach White with 42, and a big performance, a 4-point night for Josh LaBelle last night. 6 goals, 29 assists on the year for 35 total points. Boris Babic, once again, he'll get the start in net. And last night he improved his save percentage on the season to .915. Wyatt Friedlander dropped the game in goal last night. And tonight it's going to be Dominic Tomei in between the pipes for our goaltending matchup. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. The puck drops this evening at 7 o'clock. And we're glad that you've joined us on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio for the broadcast and the pregame show. We'll step aside and then get ready for another showdown between these two teams. Thanks again for tuning in. The puck drops this evening at 7 o'clock. Played ahead by Kramer, then Cunningham, then White looking to return it back and picked off in front of Roman Kramer. LaBelle finds it here in front of the net. It's loose, they fire, they score! 1-0, what a play! Twin City takes the lead here on the road. Josh LaBelle puts it in. It's goal number 5 for him this season, the 37th of his career. Third shot of the night for the Thunderbirds goes in, and it's 1-0 here for the good guys. All right, so that took 5 seconds. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can win another one here, and they do. Good job from Nate Keeley both times. This time unable to clear it out, and the Black Bears will go to work on the 5-on-4. Top of the circle. They'll work from there, looking to tie the game here in the first period. They'll bump into the slot and score. It's 1-1. And the call against Cunningham proves to be costly as Mac Jansen has tied the game. And down he goes. Jansen on goal from Jansen. Shoots. Saved made by Babick, and it goes over the line. Babick's run into. They crash the net. And we'll see if they count this one. It was a quick play up to Jansen early on here in this period. And Babick is certainly arguing his case. The officials will discuss this. And Babick made an initial save. I think he had it stopped, and then the momentum of Jansen after he bumped him put Babick and his leg and the puck over the line. And we wait and see. It's a goal, and it's 2-1. This 5-on-3 opportunity. Yates at 10:24 for holding. Emery for slashing at 11:28. And down he goes, and the Thunderbirds win possession here on the two-man advantage. LaBelle takes a look, zips it down low the near side. They go back across. They'll try it again here with White. White turns, looking to go up top. He'll find LaBelle. Across they go, forward down low, and they couldn't get that play to work out. They'll try it again. Up high, here's LaBelle. LaBelle's got room, keeps it for now. Then a good saucer pass to find Ford. Back to White. Zach White looks, shoots, scores! Tie game! It's 2-2. Zach White scoring for the 19th time this season. And the Thunderbirds have a minute and a half left to go on a 5-on-4. Nice shot. Lots of traffic in front of the goaltender, Wyatt Friedlander. And White just picked his spot, fired, and in it went. The Thunderbirds will tie the game with a 5-on-3 power play goal from Zach White. White with an assist on LaBelle's scoring play in the first period. And he puts his name on the score sheet again here in this period. They'll try it again. They score! Roman Kramer! 3-2 off a rush down the ice. And once more, Zach White will be involved on the goal. Roman Kramer. He had 2 back on Saturday. He will score again. That was the 18th shot of the game for the Thunderbirds, and they lead it once more. Good puck movement there. White had it towards the top of the near side circle, went across opposite to the top of the far side circle. Roman Kramer stepped up, and from about the face-off dot, that's where he let his shot go, and in it went on Wyatt Friedland. Defense's own face-off win for Twin City on the power play. Still some time to work here, 44 seconds. Connor Cragg will find a play out to Gus Ford. Across they go. Here's Mott. Finds the lock. Putita's open in front. Couldn't get it to him, though. He'll try it up top. Sends the pass to Craig. Far side circle. Here's Chris Mott. Waiting. Finds Craig. Quick pass near side. They got some room. Gus Ford has it. Cuts out in front. Rolls on and rebound. They score! Jan Salak! It's 4-2! Jan Salak has scored for the 12th time this season. 157th goal of his career. 7:17 left. 2-goal lead. Face off at center ice following that scoring play. Good job by Ford there to draw the attention of the Black Bears, and although he didn't really make the move and complete the move that he wanted to, he left it in front of the net, and Jan Salak found it. And so back it goes, back here behind the net. We're on the near side. Long shot, and it pinballs in. It goes in off of a skate, and it's a 1-goal game. And so C.J. Stubbs will have the goal. And that's a bad bounce, but it makes it 4-3. Down he goes. Now we're playing again. 1 minute left to play. Black Bears find it. They'll move it up high, inside the blue line. Long shot, they score! And we're tied at 4. Now it's Gus Ford. Stick handling. He'll find an option to Josh LaBelle. LaBelle steps onside. No, taken away from him. It's Austin DeRazio. Goes across the crease. Far side there. They'll have a play with Stubbs. And now a break. DeRazio shoots. Save made. Boris Babic. It's free though. And the Thunderbirds will get to it. Here's Josh LaBelle. LaBelle powers his way up the left wing. Top of the near side circle. Fires one. They score! Overtime game winner. 5-4. This one's over. The Thunderbirds have defeated the Black Bears on the road. Boris Babic wins the game in net. We will see you tomorrow. We'll do it again. 5-4.
Kendall Grayson here with head coach Steve Harrison for our weekend preview. Coach, we hit the road this weekend to play the Binghamton Black Bears, final time in the regular season here for these back-to-back games. They've been a tough opponent this year for not only us, but every team in the league. They're sitting at the top for a reason. So, what are you looking forward to, and how do we get 2 wins here on the weekend?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Whenever somebody presents you a challenge that we've got to be ready for, if you don't embrace it with all the passion and everything that you got, then you probably shouldn't be coming on the bus with us. So is it going to be a tough road? No question. But the biggest thing I look at is we got to go out and play. We can't worry about where they're at in the standings or how they did last weekend or what we did last weekend. I like what happened last weekend. I think sometimes things ignite teams and hopefully that energizes us a little bit, that we can play when we want to play. And but we're going to have our hands full this weekend. But we got to go up there with an attitude of don't give them anything, make them earn something. And when we get our chances, we're going to have to take advantage of it. And we're going to just have to play tight away from the puck. They're a good team away from the puck, but they're also a good team with the puck. So we're going to have to battle our tails off this weekend. And I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun to go there, see how we do. And as I said, I can't wait for the Friday night because, as I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the ANC Heating and Air Conditioning starting lineup for your Binghamton Black Bears.
And hello and welcome back live inside Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always, Twin City Thunderbirds hockey, and we're nearly ready to go for tonight's game. The Thunderbirds will move left to right in period number 1. As the Black Bears are being announced now. It's Boris Babic, the goaltender. And on the other side of the netminder this evening will be Dominic Tomei.
And starting in goal for your Black Bears, number 30, Dominic Tomei.
And he's announced now.
And now, the rest of your Binghamton Black Bears. Black Bears head coach is Brent Sherwood.
Geico Winston-Salem brings us the starting lineup for the Thunderbirds. It's Connor Craig and Josh LaBelle on defense. The forwards will be Gus Ford, Jan Salak, and Chris Mott. Mott wears number 22 in his second game with the organization. Boris Babic is in net. And on the other side again, Dominic Tomei will be the goaltender this evening for the Black Bears. We will have the national anthem and the pregame festivities for you here live, and then get ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. American Elevator Company brings us the national anthem here on the broadcast. We have the Pine Tree Tavern first period, Flow second period, and Culver's third period. And what a wild Culver's third period it was last night. and the Thunderbirds able to win the game in the overtime.
National anthem tonight, we welcome Gigi's Playhouse signing with the Stars, accompanied by vocalist Emily Morrow.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn the light was a wedding we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose was rising my stars to the perilous fight. For the ramparts we rode, with togetherly screaming, and the broken sprinkling were bursting in air, gave through the night that the black was still there. Oh, Savior, that the stars spangled banner you wave of the land of the free in the home of the
Awesome job by Gigi's Playhouse signing with the Stars and Emily Morrow. Captains of the ceremony corner, please. Captains.
And we are nearly ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We will have a ceremonial puck drop following the national anthem there presented by American Elevator Company. And then we'll be ready to go for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds won it here last night. The final in overtime was 5-4. Twin City surrendered 2 goals in the final 5 minutes of the third period, but able to find the game winner, Joshua Bell, with his 6th goal of the season. Scored goals number 5 and 6 of the year last night. Thunderbirds move left to right in their white sweaters, and a mainly black set for the Black Bears. They were in the greens last night, and primarily black sweaters for Binghamton.
Build your dreams into reality with all phases of home improvement with D-Squared Home Improvements.
And so nearly ready to go, just a few more minutes, and then tonight's game will get underway. PD at Athens, that game will not happen tonight. It's been postponed due to weather. And the other games around the league still on schedule this evening. We thank you for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. And we know that snow's coming down in Winston-Salem. But on the road tonight, it's been very cold here lately, but not much snow on the weekend for us since making the trip. Here we go. 20 minutes up on the board. And nearly ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds looking to win a game for the 15th time this season. And Binghamton in search of win number 31. The opening puck drop, and tonight's game is underway. Joshua Bell, the hero from last night, plays it. Now Connor Craig has it. Craig out to center, and they miss the pass far side to Ford. And it goes back in behind the net, played by the goaltender Dominic Tomei. Now they look to advance it from the defensive zone. They'll do that now. Gavin Yates crosses onside. Thunderbirds looking to take it away. Now Mott, as he will watch it go by him, and on goal, and no icing here. Collected and played by Chithu Lathan. Out towards center, grabbed and played ahead by Mott. Mott goes ahead with it as he fires ahead back behind the goal. See Roman Kramer come crashing in, looking to steal it away from Yates, and it's up and out of play into the Binghamton bench. 19-12 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. No shots on goal as we're just underway for tonight's game. Josh LaBelle scored in the first period last night. He had the Thunderbirds' first goal. He had the Thunderbirds' last goal, scoring in the overtime. In between, it was Zach White, Roman Kramer, and Jan Salak that got goals for Twin City. Zach White will take this upcoming face-off to the right circle. Out there with Matthew Garcia, Roman Kramer, Igor Ramino, and Corey Cunningham. The near side corner immediately, played by the Black Bears. Across the rink it goes. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it here out towards center. They'll play it ahead with Zach White. Onside is Cunningham. To the near side, he'll circle back around, look to swing a pass up top to Garcia. Picked off, though, and played ahead by the Black Bears. Stubbs went across with a pass. They get it back to him. It drifts away from him. Chance onside. One-timer. My goodness. Boris Babic with a great save to start the night. And that is not the type of shot you like to face to get warmed up here if you're a goaltender. That was a phenomenal opportunity. Here's another one in on him, and he's got this one. He'll cover it. And so 2 quick shots for Binghamton. And Boris Babic, he was certainly part of the story last night. He was perfect in the overtime, and he was tested 5 times in the overtime, including there at the very end. Austin Durazio had a one-on goaltender to win the game from the hash marks on in. He made a save, and then that turned into transition hockey the other way. We all know what happened. Josh LaBelle went down and won the game as he scored on Wyatt Friedlander. Friedlander's not dressed tonight, by the way. The backup goaltender is C.J. Hapward for Binghamton. It's Dominic Tomei who's the starter. Near side Anderson, he'll flip it off the glass, way down the rink, and we'll see Troy Harwell charging to it. All the way around he goes as he looked to clear it away from Jacob Schenkart. Back behind the line now. Binghamton on the attack early on in the first 2 minutes of tonight's game. They'll try a shot here, a pass instead. They look to go out in front. It's free. Swiped around a few times. They can't get the shot to go. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can clear it. Still onside though. Cameron Cervoni held on to it and then pushed ahead. We'll see if Harwell can take it back. Still with Binghamton, though, along the near side boards. Anderson, he's got it up top. He'll throw it into an open corner across. A center, no one's there, though. As that was Shankar looking for something to happen. Long shot here, and Babic able to make a save on it. Already the shots rising to 5-0. Back behind the goal. Binghamton on the attack still. They're making changes also. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can get a stoppage here. Controlled along the near side by Jesse Anderson. They go back across, and it's in behind the net. Babic looking on. Now finally taken by Harwell, looking to spin it out of the zone. He gets it to center. And a one-man change with Roman Kramer on the ice to replace John Butita. And it goes back the other way, and the Thunderbirds able to make more changes. Zach White's out there. Corey Cunningham. They'll center one here, and it's blocked by Cade Hanley. Hanley looking to clear it out. And he was held up. Couldn't move it out of the zone. Another chance for the Black Bears. They have it back behind the net. On the attack here, inside the line, Lathan. Long shot, tipped wide, and the rebound. They couldn't get to the far side. What a save made there. My gosh, you hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd. Maybe the save of the season right there from Boris Babic. 16:37 left to go in the first period. That was the 6th shot of the game. And an incredible effort there from Babic. They're showing it right now, the replay in the building. And he got it with a right blocker. And he was essentially laying on the ice. He was way out there and was able to lift up the right arm and somehow keep this game scoreless early on. Great effort from him early in this contest. We're back now. 16.5 to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. No score. Binghamton, they'll wind it down low. They'll find C.J. Stubbs. Stubbs on the far side. Now up top inside the line. Open play. Bondarenko near side. They couldn't get the shot to go. Thunderbirds will steal here, and it's out to center from Hanley. Then Roman Kramer stole it. Here we go. Kramer onside, shooting one up and out off a deflection. And so a deflection there. Roman Kramer scored in last night's game. And for number 18, Kramer, that was his 12th goal of the season and 55th of his FPHL career. Gus Ford in the circle. They win this one cleanly. Back to LaBelle. Shoots a long one as the official fell down there on the far side, but this one goes wide of the net as Dominic Tomei makes his first save of the contest. Shots are now 6-1. Still no score. Here's Chris Mott. Plays along the near side. And across they go. Gus Ford with a nice effort. Falls down the far side corner. Cameron Cervoni looks to move it out of the zone. Thunderbirds will be able to steal it here. Salak goes down low. Ford looks to put it in front. Near side, Craig's open. Shoots, scores! 1-0. Connor Craig opens the scoring tonight. 15:37 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Craig has his first goal of the season. It's the 7th of his career. Good puck movement there with Salak finding Ford, and then Ford was able to send it to the top of the near side circle where Craig was open underneath the pads of Tomei. It goes. And the Thunderbirds once again, they will play 3 regular season games in this building this season. In the regular season, 3 of them. And in all 3 now, they've had a lead in the contest. They won last night, dropped the game back in November. Great effort again here on the road in this building against the Black Bears. Long way from over, though, as we're still in the opening 5 minutes of tonight's game, but that'll help, no doubt about it. Thunderbirds work with a lead here. Butita looking to play to Keeley, and then Keeley will try to move it across, found here by Dion Demke. Now we've hit the 5-minute mark, so we'll be due for a media timeout for our listeners on WTOB. That'll be the next stoppage unless we have, of course, a goal. In front of funny bounce there as that one goes the near side as Garcia was just out of his reach, and now he'll have some room to play it. Here's Garcia back behind the cage of Boris Babbitt with 14:42 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Shots are 6-2 for the home team, but it's the visitors on top here with a goal. They'll miss the pass through center off a deflection though, so no need to worry about icing. Corey Cunningham goes to the far side as Zach White tried to center in front to Roman Kramer. White's got room, in front he goes, he turns, fires here, and Tomei makes a great save, and it's up and out. And that sends us to the media timeout. It's 1-0, the Thunderbirds take the lead. We'll be right back.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Offensive zone face-off for Zach White and the Thunderbirds following the most recent save made by Dominic Tomei. And that sent us to the media timeout. Thunderbirds on the board first here. They lead at 1-0, and from that face-off, Binghamton possessed it, so they'll move it out to center. C.J. Stubbs looked to play it away from Connor Craig, the goal scorer. Across they go with it. Shot away, shot blocked by LaBelle. He got that one with the skates, went to the far side corner. Now it's Zach White looking to move it out of trouble, and 3 Black Bears couldn't steal it from him. Here we go, 3-on-2 as they cross. They get it back to him. In front they go to the far side post. Cunningham, and unable to land that one and go ahead with it. Chance onside. In front they'll fire, and somehow that was kept out by Boris Babbitt. Shots are now 7. to three. Onside, long shot and on net, and a big hit afterwards there. Slow to rise is Cunningham. And a nice effort from him, but a save made, and then he was blasted down to the ice. Shots are now 7-4. And the Thunderbirds leading it here by a goal. Near side. They'll try to find it with Chris Mott in the attacking territory. Back behind the net. And trouble maybe here. Binghamton's got it. They'll look to center. Making changes up top. Ramakers holding on to it. Fires one. Blocked in front of the net. Thunderbirds have room to play it, and they will. And so Gus Ford able to chip it out here. Moving it along. Still with Ford. Then he goes back and throws a pass to find Matthew Garcia. Garcia goes down the rink. And back in behind the goal here of Dominic Tomei. Connor Craig from Gus Ford and Jan Salak at 4:23, the time of the goal. Good check there from Mott. Collected and played by Cameron Cervoni. Given away, offside, and it won't matter as Sargis steals it. Garrett Sargis couldn't fire, draws Babic way out of the goal, though, and he swipes it away to the near side corner. Still onside for the Black Bears. They give it away to Butita. John Butita crosses onside now, and Gus Ford looking to steal it right back as it was played by Kyle Steffen. Now it's Gavin Yates. Waiting high in the zone, nearly stolen away by the Thunderbirds. They do have it. Jacob Schnapp able to move it to Ford. Now he got it back. Schnapp open, shoots one, scores! 2-0. Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp served the second game of a suspension last night. He did not play. He's back in the lineup tonight. And he scored for the 5th time this season. The 54th goal of his career. 11:59 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And the Thunderbirds once again leading by multiple goals on the road in this building this season. They do it 3 out of 3 times. 5th shot of the night there goes in. And a face-off that will follow. Down he goes, and taken off the logo and played ahead here quickly by Yates.
Number 6, Jacob Schnapp.
There's the announcement on the Schnapp goal. They'll fire one here, and it's blocked. Connor Craig quickly to it. Here goes Craig, quickly over the blue line, dropping it to Keeley. Nate Keeley tried to return the favor back to Craig behind the net. He found it briefly, and then as he threw it in front, no one was home. Stolen away by Binghamton, and then right back for the Thunderbirds. They chop it ahead from Butita. 11.5 to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Twin City 2, Binghamton nothing. DeRazio goes down, penalty called as he crossed over the blue line. And that'll send the Thunderbirds to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for the first time tonight.
And grab a beer from Southern Tier Brewing.
And they're going to get Roman Kramer here for the obstruction over the blue line. He's not thrilled with it, but he takes a seat in the box. And so now we'll see the specialty teams for the first time this evening. Thunderbirds had 3 power play goals against the Black Bears last night. Binghamton also scoring on the power play in last night's game. 58 power play goals for the Black Bears. 27.5% of the power play this season. We're back with the Thunderbirds holding on to it. They'll look to send it down the rink, and they do. Hooking, as they call it, Kramer. That clear was from Zach White. And so the Black Bears reload from the neutral zone. Nearly stolen away there from Nate Keeley. Onside, long shot from Sargis is blocked. Stays onside, though, for the Black Bears. They wait. Down low. Holding on to it. Up top, here's Yates, who's open. Across they go. No shot. They chip it down low, looking for a play to the far side. Now they go up top again. Still no shot. There it is. They score. And it's 2-1. CJ Stubbs cuts in the lead and makes it a 1-goal game again. Roman Kramer hooking at 8:38, the time of the penalty. And Binghamton capitalizes. So it's a one-goal game again. The face-off in the neutral zone at center, and we're back. Thunderbirds go looking for it back into the defensive end with Connor Craig, who started the scoring at 4:23 of this first period. Black Bears do it again. They'll hold it inside the line. Anderson waiting on the forehand, shooting one well wide of the goal. This one goes up and out. And so that'll send us to a stoppage. 10:21 left to play in the first period.
And number 12, Gavin Yates.
And so they announce the details of the scoring play. Thunderbirds on the board twice with goals from Connor Craig and Jacob Schnapp. It was a goal from Craig at 4:23, a goal from Schnapp at 8:01, and then there at 9:19, it's a power play scoring play for CJ Stubbs. Thunderbirds look for it here along the near side boards. We have 10:15 to play in the period. And a good start to this hockey game. High-scoring affair. Each time we played on the road in this facility this season, 5-4 the final each way. Black Bears got a 5-4 win in regulation back in November, and just last night the Thunderbirds with a 5-4 win in overtime.
With New York State apples. Improve your day with Awestruck Premium Hard Cider.
So defensive zone face-off here for the Thunderbirds. They lead it by a goal at 2-1. Far side of the building, this will be Gus Ford against CJ Stubbs at the dot. As Ford looks to win this one behind him. Kicked out by Jan Salak, found by Josh LaBelle. The pass will miss to the near side. And so Chris Mott had to go back and play it again. Now it's given away. And Bondarenko sends it down low. Josh LaBelle looking to flip it out towards center. And he's able to accomplish that. It's found though by Austin Durazio. Durazio goes ahead with it, chopped at by LaBelle. And now Zach White trying to find it for Twin City. Right back the other way though, to Bondarenko. Near side, controlled here by Garcia. Garcia goes ahead with a pass with 9:25 left to play in the first period. And it's a one-goal lead for the Thunderbirds at 2-1. Jansen had 2 goals in last night's game. Crosses onside, looks to go off the backhand, zips it down low. And a check from behind there applied by Matthew Garcia. Still with the Black Bears. Jansen up high in the zone to Durazio, shooting one, and off a deflection, goes high in the air eventually, and then right back down flat on the ice. Good check by Igor Ramino, gave it away though in front of opportunity, fire, and it hit the post and stays out. They score the rebound. Well, the first drive hit the post and did not go in, but Boris Babic was several feet out of the net. And Dan Stone able to capitalize, and in it goes. So we're tied at 2 with 8:51 left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. It's Stone's 6th goal of the season. CJ Stubbs scored goal number 27 before him to make it 2-1. And now we're tied. Well, I think Binghamton thinks they scored the first time, and it wasn't ruled that way, but they are going to review this. Either way, we'll be tied at 2. It's just a matter of who scored it. So this brings us to a halt with 8:51 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. It's a power play goal and an even strength goal that's tied the game for the Black Bears. And of course it's a goal either way. They point to center now. I think they'll just have to see who scored it, unless the Thunderbirds thought that there was some interference there possibly. But I think they just had to make sure that the goal was scored correctly. That first drive, they said it did not go in live. Let's get a look now on the instant replay in the facility from the video board hanging above the logo at center. And yeah, that first one went in. It was all the way back far and out. And so the second one, first shot was in. That's the announcement they'll make. So the rebound there didn't matter, as it was back barring out. And the Black Bears were celebrating, and typically there's several things to go off of, but the players generally know when they've had a chance to score, and Again, they thought that first one went in. Turns out that it did. So it's a Mac Jansen goal. Jansen had 2 last night. He has 1 here.
Assisted by number 49,
Bondarenko on the assist. So we're back playing with 8:20 left to go in the first period. Hanley stretches it across to find Keeley. Keeley onside with Schnapp. Here's Nate Keeley from the half wall. Finds an open John Butita. Nice move. Fires one. St. May Ribble score! Jacob Schnapp has another one. And the Thunderbirds take the lead. 3-2 with 8:08 left to play in the first period. As Schnapp gives the Black Bears some heartbreak with a couple of first period goals. Well, Butita had a great chance and a shot on net after he made a beautiful move, and it was a left pad save from the netminder Dominic Tomei, and then after that, Jacob Schnapp was in a great spot to put home the rebound, and he did. 2 for Schnapp. We've got 8 minutes left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Icing cold after the center ice face-off. That sends us to immediate timeout. So we'll step aside and be right back. It's 3-2, Thunderbirds leading.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Sharpen your pool game, DragonBilliardsInstruction.com. Let's hear it for Jenny, everybody!
8 minutes left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And we've had a high-scoring opening frame tonight. It's 3-2 with the Thunderbirds in front by a goal. Defense's own face-off is played all the way out to center after possession was grabbed by the Black Bears. So Shankar had it, and taken aside by Gus Ford. Ford has room to work from the defensive end. Goes out of the far side circle to find LaBelle. Josh LaBelle. Chips into an open corner, then it goes back behind the net. Jacob Schnapp at 11:52 from John Butita and Nate Keeley. That's the most recent goal in tonight's game. Ford tried to stretch it through the traffic to Jan Salak. It was shut down from there, and off the backhand, given away on a far side pass. Binghamton onside, long shot, and off the deflection there, and a shot block from Igor Ramino. It falls down and then goes right back across the ice to Salak. Puts it back down to Connor Craig along the near side circle. Out towards center ice it goes. We have 7:04 left to play in period number 1. Thunderbirds on the road tonight, leading it 3-2. They won it here in overtime last night. Final score was 5-4. And it was the first time in nearly 2 calendar years that Binghamton has dropped back-to-back games. Certainly the first time this season that had happened. And so they're playing with some extra motivation and fire tonight. And it's the Thunderbirds leading by a goal. Looking for another one here is Zach White. Will try to find it onside. Back behind the net. White's run into. Now Cunningham trying to move it back to him, but it's played by Dan Stone. Out to center it goes. Igor Ramino, he finds it. Back to Matthew Garcia. Out towards center. Played by White and then Kramer. Roman Kramer. Near side. He's ridden into the boards and a penalty will be called. He looks to stand back up as he got put in sort of a bad spot in a weird angle, but it's a holding penalty that will be called. And so this is going to put the Thunderbirds on the power play for the first time tonight. They had 3 goals on the 5-on-4 man advantage in last night's game. Actually, they had 2 on the 5-on-4 and then 1 on the 4-on-3 in the overtime. And so we will see Austin D'Orazio's number 11 on the board. And a 2-minute power play for the Thunderbirds. Looking to score on the power play for the 26th time this season. 17.7 is the power play percentage. They got 3 last night. Here we go. Gus Ford up top. He'll find Connor Gregg. Across they go to Chris Mott, the former Bear. And Mott had it taken away from him. Butita looking to get it right back, and he does. Back to Chris Mott. Mott near side. All the way across the zone to find Ford. Long shot. They score! Tipped in by John Butita. It's 4-2 power play goal, 5:48 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. The 8th shot of the game goes in for the Thunderbirds. They have scored 4 times on 8 shots. And Dominic Tomei, his night is going to be over. We see Hapward, the backup goaltender, moving around, and I think he's going to enter the game here. The backup goaltenders for each team, they sit outside of the ring. They don't stay on the bench here. As we see the backup for the Thunderbirds to our left, sitting just outside the boards in Purdy. And here comes Hapward. So Dominic Tomei, at least for now, he's done. I mentioned that 4-on-8 is not a great stat line, and they're looking to switch the momentum as they switch the goaltenders. All right, 5:48 left to go in period 1, and C.J. Hapward has entered the game. And from the face-off, we are back after that most recent scoring play from John Butita.
Assisted by number 10, Gus Ford.
Given away here at center. It's Mac Jansen. Jansen's onside quickly. Slides it down the left wing. Thunderbirds fighting for it. They'll find it there with Keeley across to Craig. Connor Craig has room, looking for Dion Demke. Couldn't find him though. It's back to Binghamton. Long shot. A stick save made from range by Boris Babic. 5:17 left to play in the opening period. We've seen 6 goals, and the Thunderbirds have 4 of them. CJ Stubbs across. One-timer through traffic. Save made there from Boris Babic. Stick save made out to center. It's poked ahead and put onside by Dion Demke in behind the new netminder CJ Hapward, who is the 3rd goalie that we've seen used by Binghamton here on the weekend, and we're not yet through 2 games. Here's Demke. White. In front he goes, and just wide of Hapward. From the near side. Thunderbirds will look forward from there. In the attacking area. Long shot. It's blocked from Matthew Garcia. Did not make it all the way. Hapward appeared in 4 games last season and had a 4-0 record, but this is his first game of the year for the Black Bears. This is professional game number 5 for him. And offside on the other side. We are under 5 minutes. It'll be the under 5 media timeout. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first 20 minutes of tonight's game. And the Thunderbirds lead it 4-2. We'll be right back.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Oh, yeah.
At Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
BlackBears.com. Make some noise!
And welcome back from the final media timeout of period number 1. Thunderbirds look to win the face-off here in the defensive end. They'll move it all the way out to center. And chipped ahead, played by DeRazio in the defensive zone back behind his goaltender, C.J. Hapward. Across the rink, out to center ice. And from the neutral zone, it was poked at by Roman Kramer and offside there from the Black Bears. We played 16 minutes of the Pine Tree Tavern first period.
Everyone in attendance will receive a free hamburger
and the Thunderbirds ahead here by 2.
Are distributed after the game at the main exit.
This is game number 2 of a 7-game road trip for the Thunderbirds. Of course, they won't be truly on the road for that amount of time, but they'll play 7 games consecutively behind enemy lines over the next several weeks. And in fact, they will have a stretch that they're in now of over a month between playing home games. And so there was the home game against the Bobcats back on Saturday a week ago that we had to start a little bit early due to the weather. Then, of course, the Thunderbirds won in the overtime. And a goal scored by Roman Kramer. And then the Thunderbirds not back on home ice again until the end of February, the 27th and 28th. Down the rink it goes here as they took a while once more to drop the puck. We saw that as a little bit of a trend in last night's game. And so eventually they decided they were ready to play. And Binghamton crosses onside with it. Here's Anderson. And good defensive work there from Connor Craig. Looking to move it away from Anderson. Had to try it again. Here's Jansen in on goal, and it's underneath Babick. He's got it. And Boris Babick was sort of leaning away from the puck and sort of back towards the back of the goal there. And I'm not sure if he was avoiding contact way high out of the top of the paint. He's often very aggressive, and so you'll often see him outside of the blue paint. But he was able to hold on to that one. I think he looked maybe like it was going to get behind him, but he's able to keep it underneath him. And we're back here with a defensive zone face-off, but it's lost by the Thunderbirds. Weber, long shot blocked in front here. And goes the far side, found by Jan Salak. Out towards the center ice red line. Played by Binghamton. And near side it's Stubbs. Stubbs jumps onside with it. Looks to move it away from Josh LaBelle. A pair of goals last night, including the winner. Weber, long shot, and that's blocked. Found by Mott, and Ford was calling for it. Couldn't get it to him, though. They'll try it here with Josh LaBelle. Stripped away from him, and Weaver moves it to Bondarenko. Bondarenko shooting one, and then the rebound's there underneath Babick. He has it. 2:48 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period, and that was certainly there for the taking. And they'll score it as the 15th shot on goal for Binghamton. Shots are 15-8. And so officially, the Thunderbirds have not registered a shot on goal since their most recent scoring play, which of course was a John Butita power play goal to make it 4-2. Face-off win. DeRazio has it. Long shot, and that one never made it to Boris Babick. He looks on as the Thunderbirds look to find it here. Long shot there, and that one was caught by Babick, and no further play with 2:38 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Connor Craig at 4:23, Jacob Schnapp at 8:01. Jacob Schnapp again at 11:52, all even strength goals. And most recently, John Butita at 14:12 of the opening period on the power play. Those are the goal scorers for the Thunderbirds tonight. Out towards center ice. Never made it over the blue line, though, and so the Black Bears able to charge ahead. One-timer from the top of the zone. Rebound, and moved away. Collected here by Hanley. Hanley knocked down from behind. Thunderbirds bench calling for a penalty, but they won't get it, and we keep playing 5-on-5. There's a check by Butita, and another one there as Butita has snapped his twig in half. Fouled by Troy Harwell. Harwell goes off the backhand, looking to launch it out to the neutral zone. And he was able to do that. Played by Emerson Emery, the 10th forward in the lineup for Binghamton. Now it's DeRazio. DeRazio looking to lift into an open corner. He'll do that. We're under 2 minutes left to play in the first period. 1:51 remaining. And the Thunderbirds lead this game 4-2. Here's Mac Jansen. He'll move it down the rink, back behind the goal. Boris Babick takes a look, still with it. And then flipped it all the way out to center as they couldn't hold the line with Jansen. DeRazio intercepted by Matthew Garcia. Here he goes. He'll drop it onside. Far side of the building. Thunderbirds will look for it from there. Rolling free in front. The shot. Save made by Hapward, and he covers it. And that's his first work of the night. And so C.J. Hapward playing for the first time this season in relief of goaltender Dominic Tomei. Wyatt Friedlander, who dropped the game last night, is not dressed tonight. And so it was Hapward who was backing up Tomei, not Friedlander. And Hapward in the game after Tomei gave up 4 on 8 shots. We're back. Black Bears are to it. And it's Emery. Crosses and drops it free into an open corner. They'll find it. Launch it towards the goal. Babick took a check, took a slash there. And now LaBelle in a battle in front of the goal. Back and forth with his number 9 counterpart and Jacob Shankar. Well, the Thunderbirds not pleased with that whack there right at the whistle. And so they take exception to that. Shots are now showing to us as 19-9. And we'll have a defensive zone face-off look here for Gus Ford. Goes one-on-one with centerman Scott Ramakers. Ramakers has 7 goals on the year. Found by LaBelle, and Chris Mott looks to move it to center. Only got it to the line, though, and the Black Bears will keep control of it. Down behind the goal line with 1 minute left to play in our first period. Back behind the net, found here by Salak. He'll stick handle and flip it out towards center. Still held onside, though. Ford looks to jump in and steal it. Now back down low for Salak. He's running 2, stays on his skates, zips it up to Ford as they get it back to Salak. That was moved from behind the goal line, and then across over the blue line. Back and forth we go, though, as now the Black Bears take control. They're back onside. Long shot kicked out by Boris Babick. And Chris Mott looking for it at center, taken aside, though, by the Black Bears. That was officially their 20th shot here in the first period. And this one's scooped up by Babick. That'll bring us to a halt. So we have 16.7 left to go in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Intermission programming on the way. We hope everyone enjoys that. And then we'll be back for the Flow second period. Still some seconds remaining here, though. Great start to the game for the Thunderbirds. They lead it by 2. And perhaps the final face-off of the first period. And there it is. Garcia bumps it back to LaBelle after Ford won it. And to the far side it goes. Here's Stone with a one-timer. It's blocked. Still some time left here. 5 seconds. Back to Stone. Across. One-timer again. And up and out. Save made by Babick. And we'll see if they put time on the board. They have officially showing as 0.3. And so this will be the final face-off, I'm pretty sure of it now, with just 3/10 left. Although now they go over to the scores table. Let's see if they put anything else up there. We have 1.0 showing on our broadcast on the score bug. I don't have the ability to add tenths of a second, and so they do put 1.1. So it's pretty close. We're showing 1.0. Officially, it's 1.1. And this is going to be it. There it is, right in on goal, and that will do it for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And what a start to the game it's been, with the Thunderbirds scoring 4 times. Even strength goal from Connor Craig, even strength goal from Jacob Schnapp, and then back-to-back goals scored by Binghamton to tie the game. C.J. Stubbs and Mac Jansen. But then at 11:52, Jacob Schnapp gave the Thunderbirds the lead again, and a power play goal from John Butita at 14:12, and it's 4-2 after the first period. We'll step aside and go to our intermission programming. We thank you as always for tuning in tonight as the Thunderbirds take control here in the first period. They lead it by 2 goals after 1.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com.
It's been an interesting revolving door of guests this year, and obviously you played for a couple of games so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
But we go way back, obviously, to the COVID season.
Oh, yeah.
So just like Whitey, you came, you left, and you came back.
Yeah, it's one of those places. I don't know. You feel like you want to get away from it, and then you feel like you got to come back to it. But yeah, that first year where we got to meet everybody else on the team with the circumstances, it was a wild ride. We were traveling quite a bit.
Well, it was interesting because we got you from Watertown.
Yep.
So
and Kinger.
Yeah. Do you
and
want to
Fred Hine too.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how you got here and like what that process is and like what led up to that.
Yeah. So COVID hit and that ended my first full season in Macon around St. Patrick's Day. And so went back to Wisconsin, actually, near where I went to school, to kind of fight out or go get through COVID and figure it out. And while I was there, actually Fayetteville reached out to me and signed me for the upcoming year. And this would have been in September. And they weren't sure, the teams in the SB weren't sure who was playing, who was opting out. And so I figured Fayetteville being in like the South, I'm like, all right, well, they're probably pretty like fairly loose on their restrictions. And so I'm expecting to play. So I was like full training and getting ready and everything. And then it was like late October, maybe November, I got a call from Corey Melkert, who was the coach there at the time. And he said that they were opting out. And so it was too late at that point to sign with any other SB team. Like Macon had a team, but they brought a ton of East Coast League guys in, and the league went from 10 teams to 5. So it was basically like a funnel of just really good hockey players, and that just pushed a lot of guys out the back. And so I ended up going to Watertown because I played college with Kinger, and he was in Watertown. And so Clarkie called me and told me to come out and that they were going to skate for a few weeks and then figure out who was playing in the league and then play games. And so I went to Watertown for like a month and a half and didn't play any games, didn't make any money. And so we weren't really sure what was going to happen. And then it was getting close to actually around this time. It was like Super Bowl time. And they brought everybody back there and we practiced a little bit more and we're going to play Elmira. And then the COVID year, Watertown opted out kind of in a sneaky fashion.
I was going to ask what happened with that because I heard a couple
Yeah,
of things.
there's definitely rumors. There was a lot of rumors about that. I can tell you this from personal experience. There was a little bit of an altercation when Elmira came to Watertown to play a game. And so we actually took warm-ups and I was pretty excited because I was going to be playing like some competitive hockey again and different team. And we went out for warm-ups and Elmira did not. And so the refs like came in and the league, I guess, reached out and they said that Watertown was going to opt out, was their way of saying that they weren't going to play. And so it was Super Bowl time. So we all got together, all the guys from Watertown, because we weren't playing anymore. So guys were trying to find different teams and stuff. And a bunch of guys got COVID from being around each other for the Super Bowl. So I had to wait in quarantine for 4 or 5 days and felt terrible before I came down here. But Andre reached out to me along with a couple other guys that were with us in Watertown. And so, yeah, we quarantined, got feeling a little bit better. And then I drove down here, and that's when we started.
So the altercation was just the fact that they didn't show up on warmups?
Well, Elmira showed up, and if you've ever been to the arena in Watertown, there's like
that back door.
In the back door, yes, and it shares a hallway. And if you're the visiting team, you walk down that hallway. There's a door to the Watertown locker room that's right there at the hallway, but you just go down and you make a right. And there's a lot of speculation as to what happened in that hallway before the game.
Coach, we just talked about the opening game there on the weekend on the road against Blue Ridge, and just a very memorable game, I think, for a lot of reasons. Coming home on Saturday night, no goals in the first period. Blue Ridge gets out to a 2-0 lead, and then the third period, obviously, that's where the story was Saturday night. Third period in the overtime, and you get some goals and a lot of action in a lot of different ways on that third period, in the third period. So, Coach, just take us back to kind of the opening of the game, scoreless through the first period, and you eventually fall behind and get it going there in the right direction, in the third.
Well, I think just, obviously I hope everybody liked the red jerseys. Yep. Something different, a little different. I hope everyone liked the red jerseys. And, it was weird for me. Like all of a sudden, I do everything normally the same way all the time and at different same times and things like that. So it was like it was a little weird being at the rink so early and getting ready for a game. But I kind of liked it after I was home before the storm hit. So it was good that way. But no, the first period was the kind of the way I thought it was going to be. And as I said, I didn't mind it. I liked, obviously we could have, you'd like to score and get the ball rolling there. But I liked it. I didn't mind the first period. And when, again, we talk about it many times about playing that team there. I think everyone's kind of feeling out each other. I think both goalies played well. And as I said, there was an opportunity for us to get a couple goals, but we didn't. And as I said, going into the first period, I was happy. Yep.
So they get a couple there in the second period. They get 3 goals on the night. 2 of them are on the power play, and the first one was in the second period. They get an even strength goal. In the final minute of the second period, looked like you're going to head to the locker room there 1-0. So, what'd you see there on those 2 scoring plays that put you down at that point?
Well, we made a bad play on the one on the first goal there, the power play goal, and we've as a group we've got to be stronger. We can't give up those type of goals, and we talk about it all the time. This is the time of year. All our games we've played 32 now, 32 games, and or 31 games, and I think we've played 31 playoff games. I don't know if there's been ever a game we've talked at length about it that we've played 31 games so far. That every game has been like close, and so we got to eliminate those situations and those type of plays where, as I said, we've got to eliminate those. And as I said, but the best thing about the weekend is that we bounced back from it. So, and then they scored again, made it 2-0. And I said at the end of the second period, when you're in that situation, you just got to go for broke, and you got to put the cards on the table, and you got to walk out of the room and being able to hold your head high and say, I gave everything I had, and I know it wasn't enough, but if you don't give everything you have, it should be a long night before you go to sleep. And as I said, the guys responded really well and came back, and I was proud.
So then, again, the third period, that's, huge talking point for so many different reasons we can talk about it. But you get the first goal there with Whitey, and I think that really got the ball rolling in the right direction. And you didn't have to sit around and wait and go, oh gosh, we're down by it. It was pretty quick. It's pretty quick. 2-1 game there with Ford and Connor Craig assisting. Again, 2-1 game there. What's the game plan at that point?
Well, you need one. Like everybody wants, you're down by 2 or whatever. We need 2 goals. No, you don't need 2 goals because you can't get 2 until you get 1. Get 1, and then we'll figure it out. And a lot of times when you get 1 goal, the other team all of a sudden, starts to get a little tighter. They make a pass that they shouldn't make. So that's your goal is to try to put them on their heels a little bit. And Whitey put that one in there, and I think that kind of put them on their heels just a little bit. And we took advantage of it. And so, as I said, that's what when you're trying to do those things, get one, and then hopefully you can get the second one.
So it's 2-1 at that point, and we saw a fight with Caleb Melanson. He was new to the lineup on the weekend there. I know that he dressed on Friday night, but I don't think he took a shift. And I think he had taken one earlier on the Saturday night game, but comes out, and it's a big fight there with him and Erickson. I don't think Erickson wanted much part of it, and because of that, it was a 5-minute penalty and major power play and everything like that. So what'd you think about that sequence? And then, they get the major, and then they end up scoring 1, but,
Well, we talk about that quite a bit here. Like, there's a time and place to do it. And we have a type of team. I think we're pretty team tough. We're not overly tough, but in those situations, Mikey, he got hit there, and probably wasn't. I guess the best way was it. The guy kind of took a liberty on him, and Caleb came in this weekend, and the last time we played this team here, they tried to take some liberties with us, and we replied. And everybody, it's kind of funny. I don't get on a lot of different social or whatever, or people tell me all these different things, and it's kind of ironic that the weekend before that, all these things that were happening on the other foot, it was okay, and then all of a sudden, whenever we respond, then it's not okay, and we responded. And that's the best thing about a team is when a guy wants to respond for a teammate, and he responded. And I give him a lot of credit. It's to come in and do what he does. I give the kid a lot of credit. That's not always an easy thing. He sat for a long time, and I got him out there. It was tough to get him out on Friday night, but Saturday I got him out. And as I said, I think he gave us that spark, and I think the crowd kind of enjoyed it too. And then here's the other thing. Yeah. It's a situation where I think that, it's time to stand. When it's time to stand up, then you stand up. And we stood up. And as I said, the one issue I think a lot of people around in other cities and things like that is when we do stand up, it's like, well, what are they standing up for? Well, we're standing up for ourselves. And so it's just, we're not that type of team all the time. But when we do stand up, it's all of a sudden, well, wow, that's pretty good. Last year, Athens tried to come in here and they tried to stand up, and Joe Kennedy beat the guy. And so it just always sounds like, well, geez, what's Joe doing? Or what's, Caleb doing the other night? Well, we're standing up for ourselves, and so it's just a little out of our character all the time. But when we have to do it, we'll do it. And as I said, I'm proud of him. And as I said, it kind of gave us a little bit. As I said, the Whitey goal, and then that we had a 5-minute power play. They scored on the power play. But as I said, I think the guys were excited about it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. I was pretty fired up.
Yeah. And that's what I said, and that's what teams do, and you stand up for other guys, and as I said, like that, here's Mikey, he's not that big of a guy, but you don't have to rub his head into the boards like it happened, and that's the one thing about pro hockey or even junior hockey is it polices itself. And in those situations when those guys with the the striped shirts don't maybe police it as well as you would like, then it's our job to police it, and it's been like that, since hockey started. You police itself, and as I said, we policed it the other night, and as I said, I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think you could script any better that he sort of traded off with Mania going right. Mikey's coming back out, he's got to go off, and that was just a perfect kind of poetic thing. I thought that happened.
It was like the movie Twins, when the one guy's so big and the other guy's so small there. So it was like, that's what we should start calling them, twins.
So that was a good one. And then I mentioned the 5-minute major, and again like credit to your group. That's a moment where maybe the game starts to turn if they get 2 or 3 on that major. But you had a lot of it killed off. I think they score with maybe a minute and a half left on the penalty, and then not much time to score after that. So I thought that was a good job of your penalty killers. It says here that you give up a power play goal, but when you talk about it situationally, like that was a big moment.
No, they did a great job. We tried to rotate a lot of guys quickly, but no, I thought we did a great job, and as I said, I think it actually even gave us momentum too. The goal was, after 5 minutes, they had some chances, but for the most part, there wasn't a whole lot of chances. Right. So I think that kind of gave us some momentum, and when you kill a penalty like that, sometimes it's or get close to it, it's a lot of times it's a boost for you.
And so then we go into the final 4 minutes of the game here. You're down by 2. Kramer gets the first of what would end up being 2 on the night from Ford and Igor. I see Igor's name here, and that's a player that we haven't talked a ton about, but he's been pretty new here in the last couple of weeks. And what have you seen from him so far?
Well, he's the kind of guy that I think, coming from different systems and coming from, I think he's one of those types of guys. I'm trying to get him to relax. You know what I mean? I might bring him at the center ice and start giving him one of these. Like he's got.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Hello and welcome back live inside Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thank you as always, everyone, for tuning in, making Twin City Thunderbirds hockey part of your weekend. As the Thunderbirds won it here, final was 5-4 in overtime last night. They lead it 4-2 after the first period tonight. Each team has returned. They've switched ends of the building, and so now we'll see the Thunderbirds moving right to left and the Black Bears left to right. Boris Babic to my right, and C.J. Hapworth, the goaltender, to my left. 2-goal lead after one. Face off at center, and we're back. Connor Craig, he got the goal scoring going, and he moves it down the rink, put on side by Chris Mott. Jan Salak looking forward to the far side corner on the attack here for Twin City, but taken aside, and here comes C.J. Stubbs in front of the net and shut down there by Babic. There's a rebound. He's swatting at it, trying to regather possession of it. It falls down to the far side corner. And the Thunderbirds are back to it again. Here's Jan Salak crossing from the neutral zone. 30 seconds gone by in period number 2. Chance in front, shot, and it's up. And stays in play here as we're underway in the Flow second period. They'll look to move it to the red line, and they do. Chopped ahead by Dan Weiss, and back behind the goal, collected here by the Thunderbirds, with Craig moving it, looking for LaBelle. A check applied by Gus Ford. And inside the line, long shot, they got the tip, but it goes off the glass. Shots are now 23-9. Twin City in search of it. Here's Lathland. Down low, and they look to find a pass. It was blocked, though, as they couldn't fire ahead. Now it's picked off. Connor Craig takes a step. Oh, he's hit up high here as he goes clutching towards his face. But no call provided. Head coach Steve Harrison, he's located just below us here in this facility. He's yelling at the officials, but we keep moving on even strength. And so now we have a stoppage as it was moved down the ice. 18:37 left to go in the Flow second period. Face-off will be to the far side circle as Captain John Butita goes right out to the red line and speaks with one of the officials and one of the linesmen. And they're going to call over, I think, the other referee. And so we will have a discussion here, and they are going to talk about that hit, I'm assuming, to Craig is what they are looking at. No video review here. They're just speaking outside the penalty box and making sure that they are all on the same page. That certainly looked like from here that he got hit in the head. Two referees tonight are Eric Polvig and Chris Montalvo. He's in 6. We see him facing the scores table. And so we'll see what they call here, or maybe call nothing. They didn't make a call live. But Thunderbirds certainly wanted this to be looked at, and they are going to go to the box and perhaps take a look at the main camera feed.
Play is being reviewed to see if the previous play was a major penalty.
And there we go. So they are reviewing this to see if there is a major penalty that needs to be assessed.
Attention fans, looking sharp as a
And so, again, they will take a look at the scores table area and see what they come up with.
Visit our website, call the number below, or simply just walk. Studio 11 Barbershop, where champions get their cut.
And still looking at it. And they step out. And they have called an elbowing penalty. And they were reviewing it for a major, but I think they saw, I saw 2 fingers in the air. So I'm not sure if you're allowed to review a penalty for a major and then call a minor. But they will call a penalty here to Dan Weber. And so Weber has been penalized. They put 2 minutes beside his number 61. And this will put the Thunderbirds on the power play.
The original call on the ice was a match penalty and has been reduced to a minor penalty.
And so they reduced it from a match to a minor is what they announced. But I never saw a match penalty called. They're showing the replay here in the building, and he definitely went with an elbow right to the head of Connor Craig. All right, so after all of that, the Thunderbirds are on the power play here. And they start this sequence by chasing the puck down on the defensive end. And so we'll see Josh LaBelle slide it out to Corey Cunningham.
2 minutes for elbowing.
Back down behind the net of Babick. Babick plays it off the backhand of the goal stick. Here's LaBelle as he looks across and send the pass. And he does. He finds Zach White, and Roman Kramer picks it up off the kick plate, zips it back behind the net. Zach White pushes it back to the near side. 3 power play goals in last night's game for the Thunderbirds, including the game winner in the overtime on a 4-on-3. And they have a power play goal tonight from John Butita. Here's White, shooting one, goes wide of the goal. And comes all the way out to the neutral zone. It's found there by Josh LaBelle with 69 seconds remaining on this 5-on-4. Back on side here. Cunningham looking to pick it up. Had it taken away. They're trying to clear it. And it could be a 2-on-1. LaBelle's a lone defender back. Stubbs holding on to it. Zips it around. They shoot one wide of the goal. Near side found by Mott. And Mott will look to play it across the ice here on the power play. Ford fresh off the bench. And they bat it around, and then they're going to call a hand pass. And that'll stop play with 45 seconds remaining on this 5-on-4. Thunderbirds leading it by 2 here on the road tonight. The score is 4-2. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Blue Ridge is leading Danbury 1-0. Also a 1-0 lead on home ice for Columbus over Biloxi. No score with Port Huron traveling to Watertown. Also no score with Topeka playing host to Indiana. We're back. Collecting it is Butita. Out to Jan Salak here on the power play. Steps onside. Loads up, looks to go ahead with it, but it was taken away from him and then cleared. And played along the blue line. This will be called back for an offside. Stoppage with 29 left to go in the power play. And 17:06 left to go on the period. 29 left in the play, 17:06 to play in the Flow second period. Thunderbirds continue to lead the game by 2 goals at 4-2. Back down the rink here, fouled by Connor Craig in the defensive zone. He'll hold his head up and look for an option, pushes it forward to find Chris Mott. And it goes to Butita. Tapped softly onside, then taken aside by the Black Bears. They look to move it out. It's rolling free, and then fouled again here by the Thunderbirds and Butita. John Butita snaps it across the ice to find Craig. Uses the boards to zip it down low in the corner. Found up top by Butita, holding on to it. Now it's Salak. Sends it past to Mott. Back to 5-on-5. Shoots! One scores! 5-2 as Chris Mott once again says hello to the Binghamton crowd. .16:32 left to play in the Flow second period. It'll go down as an even strength goal as they release the player on the far side out of the box there. Nice shot from Chris Mott. And that's a great moment for him. 3-goal lead for the Thunderbirds here behind enemy lines. And they announce the goal to Mott. Butita on the assist, and Jan Salak also assisting. Ramino broke his stick and then took a penalty. It's played here by Schnapp, and the Thunderbirds will go to the Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill with 16:13 left to play in the Flow second period. Chris Mott won a championship here with the Black Bears, the 24-25 season just last year. And then he went to Athens, also spent some time this season with Roanoke, and in fact played 16 games in the SPHL for the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. But second game here with the Thunderbirds, and his first goal with Twin City. Penalty called to Igor Ramino, and this will put the Black Bears on a power play as they attempt to claw their way back in this game. They're down by 3. Defensive zone face-off and a penalty kill. Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill for Nate Keeley. Keeley looking for it. Wide high in the zone. Found by Hanley. And Kate Hanley clears it down the ring.
That's Roman now 2 minutes for tripping.
And so they announce the penalty. 4 minutes gone by here in our second period. Thunderbirds once again on the board. They lead it by 3. Jansen's onside of the power play for the Black Bears. Near side pass to Stubbs. Back to him again. Jansen waiting. Sargis open in front of the goal. Now he's being pushed away. They send a pass to Yates. Yates fires, and it's deflected. Hit the very top part of the glass. Stays in play here, and then stays onside. Stubbs finds DeRazio. Glove save made by Boris Babik on a long shot from Austin DeRazio, looking to score for the 15th time this season. That was officially the 24th shot of the night for Binghamton, as they're out shooting the Thunderbirds here 24-10. Defensive zone face-off forward, found by Schnapp. He's run into Jacob Schnapp with 2 goals back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. The clear is on, and it's successful. Down it goes from penalty killer Connor Craig. Thunderbirds working here on the Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill. 64 seconds left in the Black Bears power play. It's Jansen, top of the near side circle. They'll swing it up top. No shot yet, and they'll go across to find Gavin Yates. Back high to DeRazio. Now it's Stubbs. Stubbs waiting. Back to Austin DeRazio. One more time to Gavin Yates. In front he goes, and it goes wide. Thunderbirds have some room here. It's out to the neutral zone. Gus Ford is applying the pressure here. 39 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Josh LaBelle swings in front of the net, and then Boris Babik just let Connor Craig play it up to Jacob Schnapp, and fire save made! As Jacob Schnapp was looking for the Thunderbirds' first shorthanded goal of the season and in search of a hat trick. But it's C.J. Hapward who denies him. We are in our media timeout, the first one here in the Flow second period as the Thunderbirds increase their lead 5-2. Media timeout, Thunderbirds hockey. We'll be right back.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Can I get a let's go Black Bears?
14:37 left to go in the middle period. Thunderbirds ahead by 3 at 5-2. They're on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. As we're back following the media timeout. Black Bears win the face-off in the defensive zone as Jacob Schnapp had that chance in the offensive zone for the Thunderbirds shorthanded. And so then we were sent to a break. Just 10 seconds left to go now on the penalty kill. As Igor Ramanel stands in the box, ready to rejoin his teammates. And here comes Ivan Bondarenko on the power play. Not much time left. Centers it, no one home. They'll find the rebound, and Stefan Powers a shot wide of the goal. Ramanel's out of the box. And then it goes off the skates of Hanley. We're playing 5-on-5 again with 6 minutes gone by in this Flow second period. Twin City with a lead by 3 goals. It's 5-2. Nate Keeley, he'll drop it down low. And looks to get a change in here. As Dan Stone played it. 5 goals on the year for him. Picked up by Josh LaBelle. And LaBelle passes along to Connor Craig. Now it's Jan Salak. 12 goals on the year. And up to LaBelle. Here he comes up the left wing. Long shot. Easy save made from there. And that range by C.J. Hapward. Good job to throw it on goal, though. That was the 12th shot of the night for Twin City. Here's LaBelle. Good tape-to-tape pass. Right up to Gus Ford. Jan Salak charging after it, but it's back in behind the goal for Chichu Lathlen. Out towards center. It's Stubbs. He's got it. All the way across the shot, and it was a quick one, but Connor Craig able to block it. That went off of his stick, and Chris Mott will look for it. Powered ahead by Mott, and nearly had a step on Dan Weber. Weber has 2 goals on the year. And so Chris Mott has scored here in the second period to make it 5-2. Chance onside for the Black Bears. Then back to center it goes. Collected in the defensive end here by Binghamton. They'll look to stretch it up the rink. Harwell back on defense. They missed the pass to Stubbs. And Stubbs goes across the zone. Collected by Ford. And Gus Ford has plenty of room here. He will just circle around, take his time, and then sends a pass up to Chris Mott. Mott from John Butita and Jan Salak at 2:39. Long shot here is way up and out as the Black Bears cross onside. And so it's Mott's first goal with the Thunderbirds, scoring against his former team, who he won a Commissioner's Cup championship with last season. Chris Mott did get an assist on the John Butita power play goal at 14:12 of the first period. As we're back, face-off won by Binghamton. They'll zip it down low. That was from Cervoni to put it down behind the goal line. Igor Ramanel. They'll push it to the near side, right off the forehand, looking for a play from Corey Cunningham. Zach White finds it now, rolling Kramer. Kramer steps onside of the attacking area, up high. White flutters one wide of the goal. C.J. Hapward looks on. Now the near side, they'll look to push it out to center. Down the rink it goes over the goal line. No icing though. And so Twin City goes back to collect. Zach White pauses, looks for an option. Flips it way down the rink, but offside was Corey Cunningham. So he has to tag up here at 11:35 to play in the Flow second period. Chance for the Black Bears. Circling around is Gavin Yates. Drops it in front. Good stick lift, and the Thunderbirds pick it off. Zach White indirectly goes off the boards, and he finds a pass to Jacob Schnapp, but Schnapp is in too soon. And so the progress is halted due to an offside. Face-off will be in front of the penalty box and outside of the Thunderbirds' offensive zone, and now it looks like they want to move it, and so now the location will drift to the center ice logo. 1 minute, 22 seconds away from the halfway point in regulation time. Thunderbirds lead on the road by 3 goals, and we'll have a center ice face-off. Down it goes as Jacob Schnapp took a push. He was having words with Jacob Shankar right before that faceoff happened. Now Schnapp is drifting right behind Shankar. Lets him go here as the Black Bears will find it. Check on the far side there from Keeley. And down the rink, this is going to go back behind the goal line, and the Thunderbirds will be whistled for icing. We have 10:59 left to go in this middle period. Face-off back into Twin City's defensive zone. And the Thunderbirds playing here 5-on-5 hockey. They've had success on the power play here this weekend. Here's Keeley, ready to go. Opposite of him is Stubbs, and Keeley wins it cleanly into the near side corner. Still onside those. It's played ahead by Dan Stone. Josh LaBelle behind the goal line. We'll see Nate Keeley, see if he can find it. He's tripped up here and a penalty call. That's an easy one to make for the referee at center ice. And now below us, you hear the crowd react as Schnapp drifts over and has a look at Jansen. And Mac Jansen has been penalized. This will put the Thunderbirds on the power play. So I mentioned Twin City's success on the man advantage here on the weekend. 3 power play goals last night. Of course, they have the one here in the first period this evening. And they will look to add to their lead. Keeley got taken down, and not much he could have done to even try to stay on skates there. He draws the penalty, and the power play is underway.
Binghamton penalty, number 93,
far side circle. It's blocked. Slashing the official word. Utita, Ford, Mott, Craig shoots one and just went wide there with Salak looking for the tip on the doorstep. Rolls freely in front of the goal and covered up by C.J. Hapward. 10:24 left in the second. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB. Face-off win on the power play. They couldn't move it across there with Craig, though, as he sort of bobbled it. He was able to hold it onside at least momentarily. That prevented the shorthanded rush down the rink, and now everyone is able to break it out and skate up the rink as they had to back themselves back into the defensive zone. And they do miss the pass here, but the Thunderbirds will go looking for it on the attack on the power play in front. They find a pass to Mott up high. White! And his bid goes wide. Jan Salak prevented Hapward from covering it. And they'll hold the zone here barely with 67 seconds remaining on the 5-on-4. Thunderbirds in front, 5-2. Jan Salak down behind the goal line. Zips it along, and Butita fed it right back to it. Now it's back to Butita. At least that's where Salak tried to go, and then he got blocked and got run into. John Butita finds Zach White. Then they go across. Gus Ford steps up, shoots one. A missile of a shot, but it missed. And it goes way down the ring, collected here by White. Zach White nearly gave it away at center. And now it will be taken momentarily by the Black Bears and then played ahead by Roman Kramer. Back it goes and cleared down the ice once more by Binghamton. So we have 9:07 left to play in the Flow second period. Now 22 seconds remaining on this 5-on-4 man advantage. With the visitors ahead by 3. Matt Jansen slashing at 9:17. One last push on the power play, 7 seconds left, and it's chopped down and sent the other way, and that'll do it for the 5-on-4. Jansen's out of the box, and we play even strength hockey again, 5-on-5. Shots are 25-12 for Binghamton. LaBelle sends a pass to find Zach White. Just out of the reach of Matthew Garcia at center. And back to Josh LaBelle. LaBelle skating ahead now, looks to move it across the zone. They say it's onside. Yates, and he drives it wide of the goal. A quick shot there. Now Cervoni flips it across to find Dan Weber. In the corner, out in front, found by Matt Garcia. Pressure to the back of him. Gets through the pressure, though, nicely as he's able to find his teammate Corey Cunningham. Shot onside there from Zach White from the neutral zone, and that one missed the goal. And off the end wall. Thunderbirds making changes. Dion Demke, John Butita, Jacob Schnapp, Kate Hanley, Igor Ramanel out there. There's the 5 skaters for now. We'll be due for another media timeout unless we have a goal. Flipped high in the air, collected and played by defenseman Chichu Lathlen. They'll look to charge out through center with it. Here's Gavin Yates. Jacob Schnapp looks to take it away. Igor Ramanel's got room. Circling around, back behind the goal. Now he has it high in the zone. They look to push it to center, and they do. Found by Butita. Butita, long shot, kicked out, rebound, and it goes off the side of the net. Far side post there from Demke. Thunderbirds on the attack again as Dion Demke was looking for his second goal of the season. Out to center it goes. Back for Binghamton. Long shot blocked, and the rebound. That one just went wide. I think it got the glove of Boris Babick. He was trying to peer through traffic and see where that one was. And they couldn't hold the line for DeRazio, so he has to pull it back out to center. Far side for Craig. He skates it down. Down behind the net. 6:33 left to go in the period. Out to center again. And so the Thunderbirds will look to play it from there, but it's right now possessed by Binghamton. And they'll try it again. Austin DeRazio. Mac Jansen fires, and he fanned on it. Good steal by Jan Salak. And Jansen just broke his stick. He's slamming it right in front of us here as he goes off on a change, and parts of that stick went flying everywhere. May have gone into the crowd. That stick was smashed. There's remnants of it still on the ice. Meanwhile, they'll fire one in on Babick, and he makes a save. And a penalty called against the Thunderbirds. Delay call on the way as Mott possesses it. And they call this penalty. 5:49 left to go in the second period. We're going to go to immediate timeout, and the Thunderbirds to the penalty kill when we come back.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
And welcome back inside Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. The Thunderbirds have been penalized. It's unsportsmanlike conduct to Chris Mott, who I think used his stick and shot one of the remaining pieces of the broken stick across the ice. He's been called for unsportsmanlike conduct, and during the break, the Thunderbirds, I think the argument was, so that's unsportsmanlike, but when the player for the other team smashes his stick, throws a tantrum, sending shrapnel all over the ice, that's okay. Matthew Garcia has been clipped here off the face-off, so that's going to do it for the power play anyway. But again, I think the argument is the Black Bears smashing a stick, throwing a complete tantrum, sending pieces of the stick potentially over the glass to injure fans. That's not unsportsmanlike. But then playing a piece of a broken stick, that's what got called there. So take that for what it's worth. But again, it's not going to matter. Binghamton just took a penalty in the offensive zone right off the face-off as Garcia just got pushed down here. Can't do that. Their fans don't like it, but that's called a penalty. 4-on-4. And we're back. Face-off went down the ice as Binghamton committed the penalty, so they had to deal with a defensive zone face-off there. We're playing even strength hockey here with 5:33 to play in the flow second period. Twin City leading this game by 3 at 5-2.
Garrett Sargis, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of penalty 14-16. Sargis, 2 minutes for roughing at 14-16.
And so Sargis, they announce his penalty. And we continue on. Black Bears possess it deep in the defensive zone. They'll look to move it out to center now, and they will with DeRazio. DeRazio over the blue line, loads up, doesn't fire though, and off a deflection, LaBelle finds it, possessed by Kramer. Now it's Zach White, drag move in front of the goal, couldn't quite complete it, but he's able to go find the puck on the near side. Now LaBelle, he'll look to trap it, and he's run into, stays on his skates though, he's outmanned 1-on-2, and then taken away from him and played by Binghamton. Under 5 minutes left to go in the flow second period. Thunderbirds have increased their lead in this second period up to 3 goals now. Here's Jansen. He's onside. Sends it out high to Jesse Anderson. Played along the logo. And there's Cervoni. Across it goes. No shot. Jan Salak getting back defensively. Across and back behind the goal now. Boris Babic looks on from there. They'll zip it down low. We're playing 4-on-4, even strength. Ivan Bondarenko right to Jesse Anderson from the left point. It's being shadowed by Jan Salak, who's able to break up the pass, and then it's found by Gus Ford. Goes in front of the net to find Cade Hanley. Hanley has room to work here. Zips it right back to Ford. A quick stop, and he spins around and then looks to cross. So he's onside. Thunderbirds making changes, though. As out of the box is Mott. It was a brief 5-second power play that is now over. And we're playing 5-on-5 again with 3:37 left to go in the flow second period. Off Jesse Anderson, made its way to Bondarenko, tries to move around Schnapp, centers in front, it's still free, and found by Lathlen. Long shot here is blocked. That one did not make it to Boris Babic. And we'll try to work it free along the near side as Sargis got into it with Schnapp, and across they go. Chris Mott, he'll try to track it down. It's found, though, by the Black Bears, and they look to move it out to center with Lathlen. Zips it across to Dan Weaver. Weaver has it. Shot, save made by Boris Babic. And now Matthew Garcia being challenged here after the whistle. Cade Hanley being challenged as they go back and forth. And they did sound the alert for the media timeout, the final one here of the period, but this is taking some time, so we'll stay right here with you and see if anything else develops. We have some pushing and shoving there. We got 3:03 left to play in the second period. Thunderbirds leading at 5-2. And Binghamton being scored with 27 shots on goal to Twin City's 14. Out-of-town scoreboard report, as we'll have another look from around the FPHL tonight. The PD at Athens game, postponed due to weather. That will not be played this evening. Columbus is leading Biloxi 2-0 on home ice. Blue Ridge leading Danbury by a goal at 1-0. Port Huron and Watertown are scoreless. And Indiana with a 1-goal lead on the road against Topeka now at 2-1. There is one game on the league schedule tomorrow, and that's Biloxi at Athens, which I believe is a rescheduled game from last week. And so that's the reason that I don't think the Rock Lobsters could move their game with PD to tomorrow, because they've got another game that's already been moved that they've got to play tomorrow, and that'll be at 4:05. That's the only game on Sunday. And then, of course, as we go into next weekend, the Thunderbirds are off. They will not play next weekend, and their next game after tonight will be on the road against PD on Friday, February the 13th. So the Thunderbirds working here with a 3-goal lead at 5-2. Connor Craig, Jacob Schnapp again, John Butita, and Chris Mott have the goals for the Thunderbirds. We return from the media timeout, and out towards the blue line it goes. No penalties called there after that post-whistle activity that almost spoiled over. Ivan Bondarenko, he'll move it down low to C.J. Stubbs with 2:45 left to go in the middle period this evening. Long shot, and a good save made there by Babbitt. Cleared out by Kramer, looking for now Cunningham just out of his reach. And pressure being applied here by Zach White. Racing in is Corey Cunningham, trying to take it away as they battle on along the near side boards. Down by Binghamton, across they go to play it out with Dan Stone. Onside, Bondarenko trying to look for Jansen. It's rolling free in front after it was swatted down. Far side post, no shot, one-timer blocked. And that hit Stubbs, he didn't mean to do that. Stays out for now, 2:03 left to go. In the period, DeRozio went on goal, and save made by Babbitt, and he got the rebound. Cunningham not happy with that extra slash, and now more trouble brewing in front of the goal. As Jansen wants a piece of Kramer, LaBelle's in a discussion. And now players come together, the linesman went down. That's Roman Kramer who's involved for the Thunderbirds. He will stand up. And Matt Jansen, he goes to the box. So Jansen takes a seat in the box, and we'll see what comes of this. Right now, it's the only penalty that's been signaled. And the linesman pointing over to the Thunderbirds bench and pointed each way, which typically means a penalty's been called each way, but no one's over there for Twin City. The box is not open. Showing the post-whistle activity on the video board here. Jansen had a hold of Kramer and eventually tackled him and the linesman down to the ice. And now they do send Kramer over the box. And so that will take us back to even strength. And then Butita signaling back to Coach Harrison, I think 5-on-4, and had the one-up signal, so perhaps an extra penalty, and this will send the Thunderbirds to the power play after all. They have one penalty showing on the board right now, 93 Jansen, 2 minutes. And the faceoff does come all the way down the ice, and so this indicates that it will be a 5-on-4 power play. And they've got the box and the door open to the Binghamton box, as they'll need another player to serve whatever additional penalty has been given here.
For the Northeastern Striping Corporation, penalty kill.
And a discussion at center ice with Dan Stone and the two referees. It's Mac Jansen roughing at 18:01. That's the only call that has been scored. And now they show Kramer slashing at 18:01. And looks like Gavin Yates is going to go across to serve some extra penalty here. And the Thunderbirds will have another chance on the man advantage, leading by 3. They win the face-off. Back to Chris Mott, and out to center. It's grabbed and played from there by defender Connor Craig.
2 minutes for slashing.
And now it's a slashing minor to Kramer. Cleared down the rink and collected again here by Craig. Nice little move there. Reception to move it across the far side corner. Given away though. Could be trouble brewing. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can get it right back.
Jansen, 2 minutes roughing, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike.
So it's unsportsmanlike plus the roughing as they announce that, and that's what has created this 5-on-4. With 30 seconds gone by on the power play. Twin City here with it in the defensive zone. Binghamton very aggressive trying to take it aside. Now Twin City has room to work. Thunderbirds go back behind the net. Connor Craig holding on to it. Here's Craig. Out towards center. Steps over the red line. Powers his way onside. Sends it off the backhand into the corner. Trying to chase it down. There's a hit from Mont behind the net. 1 minute left to play in the flow second period. Still onside for LaBelle and the Thunderbirds on the power play. He finds Ford. Loads up. Shoots one. Blocked. And LaBelle will hold the line. Gets it long, right back to Gus Ford. Near side, Josh LaBelle. Shoots one wide of the goal. 42 seconds left in the period. And down behind the goal line, they'll fight from there. I think there was a 1 second difference on the call in the period. And it's in the near side corner. And LaBelle looking for it. He grabs it. Finds Ford. Slap shot. And then off the deflection again. It goes wide of the goal.
Get it out!
It's in the corner. Butita bumps it up high to find LaBelle. They'll try it once more with Ford. Shoots another one. Save made, this time by C.J. Hapward. That was the 15th shot of the night for the Thunderbirds. And Jan Salak was pushed a few times there after the whistle. Officially, there's 13.5 left to go in the period. And 15 showing on the penalty to Jansen. Face-off victory here on the power play. Not much time left in the period. But still a few seconds to work. 7 seconds down behind the line from Ford. Found by the Black Bears. They clear. And that's how the second period will end. It's 5-2. Now Jacob Schnapp and Zach Wider wrapped up with a couple of Black Bears following this period. And we will soon go to the break. But first, we'll stay here with you to make sure nothing else happens. As the linesmen and the referees here doing their part to try to keep everyone separated. It'll be a 3-goal lead after 2 periods. As now the two teams start to head to the locker rooms each way, and they've done that now. All right, so we will step aside and enter our second intermission break. The Thunderbirds here in the second period increase their lead by 1. It's now a 5-2 hockey game. The only goal scored in the second period, former Black Bear Chris Mott from John Butita and Jan Salak at 3:29 of period number 2. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Second intermission break. Thunderbirds leading 5-2.
They call it the Madhouse. I can see why. A track where sparks fly under the lights, grudges grow, and Hall of Fame careers are born. This isn't just a race. It's a reckoning. Welcome back to Bowman Gray. Buckle up, because things are about to get mad.
I want to stop losing sleep over this. I want to know that surgery is the right decision. I want to protect what I've built. I want a plan designed just for me. I I want to know that I'm in excellent hands. I want the latest and greatest. I want to continue to grow, no matter what life throws my way.
For the best surgical care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
But yeah, it is a small world.
Well, then you ended up in Iowa.
Yep.
And then Vermilion.
That year was such a whirlwind. It was 4 teams in 1 year. So like 4 different teams in 2 different leagues. So after Jacksonville, I got released, but my rights got traded in the SP from Quad City, who was in first place, to Vermilion County at the time, who was in last place. And so I had no other choice. And a friend of mine was the coach of Vermilion, Nick Nieder, at the time, who was also in Watertown the COVID year, speaking of. And so he brought me to Vermilion, and I was there for about 72 hours. And I did well and scored points and fought and everything. And so I ended up getting called back up to Iowa like that following Sunday of me going back. But Vermilion County was an interesting place.
Good old Danville.
I don't know if I want to get into it on here.
Yeah, I've had way too many stories about Danville. I even talked about it on the episode I did with Andre.
Oh, okay.
Like, there was a time where we had to take a limo back.
Yeah.
The limo was insane. I've never
the limo.
We had 12 guys in a stretch limo to meet a bus in Ohio. To get back to the game to play the home and home against Danville.
Nice. Yeah. Danville is a special place. Our apartment flooded for the 3 days that I was there. It was flooded.
Oh my God.
So we had fans like going under the carpet and all this stuff. But yeah, I'm glad that my time there was short-lived. And then Whitey and I got to play together in Iowa, which was really cool. And some friends from that team that I still talk to. And I liked it there. It was a brand new arena. It was a brand new team. So it was another expansion team. I feel like I've played for a lot of those over the course of my time, but no, it was cool. Iowa City, so University of Iowa is right there. There's lots to do. People hear Iowa and they're like, oh geez, it's cold weather, but Midwest guy, so I'm used to it.
So then when did you finally circle back here? Was that the first year, the championship against Danbury?
Yes. Yep. So that would have been Coach Rutledge's last year.
2022-23 season.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds right. Yep. That was my first full year back. I was signed to go back to Iowa, Whitey and I both, and was excited. Had the best year of training and summer I've ever had playing hockey. And then I found out like 2 weeks before training camp that I got traded to Maine. They traded me from Iowa to Maine. And the Maine coach called me, really nice guy. But he said that there was probably no chance I was making that team. So I basically just kind of got traded to nowhere. It's basically like being released. So that kind of sucked. I was upset at that, but that was Rutz's going into Rutz's second year.
Yeah.
And so he reached out to me and we figured out a way to make it work. And I obviously remembered my time here from COVID and meeting you guys and spending time with kind of the core group of guys here and enjoying it, having fun, enjoying the weather. And so I figured, if it was going to be my last hurrah, which it definitely was not,
this place never ends.
This never ends, and so I
always find a way to keep your foot in the door.
I found a way. Yeah, we found a way. But
speaking about that, then obviously you transitioned or started to make the transition into a different career path.
Yeah.
What has that been like? And because it's always tough for people that have played at our level for so long to kind of change up that routine. So what's that been like for you?
Yeah, well, you nailed it with routine, right? Like that's what everything is about, right? Everybody's got a routine. Like everybody wakes up in the morning and they brush their teeth, they go to work, and they have a set plan. Like our set plan for as long as we can remember is wake up and you go to the rink and you go practice. Maybe you stop for a coffee or you get breakfast or whatever the case may be. Everybody's different, but now with work and I mean, the routine is still.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
All right, time to answer some fan questions. We've got a lot of them tonight, so we'll get through these as quick as we can, but certainly appreciate all the questions here. We do have a lot of them. First one, Corey, this one just says, why do you warm up on the ice the way that you do?
Just to get my head in the right space. I want to warm up all my muscles. I want to get everything going. It's just a routine. It's something that I've worked on my whole life at. I take pride in pregame warm-up. I was told that probably when I was 12 years old that scouts came to the games, they'd watch your warm-ups, first period, second period. So I kind of live by, hey, get yourself ready in the warm-ups. I give almost like 95%. I'm out there buzzing. I'm sweating when I come off for warm-ups. I'm ready to go.
I'm going to have to watch warm-up.
Yeah.
I got to see this. This could be good. I always watch the other team, so I'm not sure, but I'm going to have to watch this now. I'm going to have to get the eagle eye out and watch this.
You never know.
I'm the same way. I typically focus more on the other team than I am our guys. This is a question we get pretty often here on the show. If you weren't playing hockey, what would you be doing?
Some sort of sport. Maybe a baseball player. I love baseball. Maybe a trade job too. A lot of my buddies are in the trades back home. Welding, electricians, big heavy jobs. They're making 6 figures a year though, like good money. But I don't know if I want to do that. There's always time for that, I can do this and then maybe do that in a few years. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into hockey?
My dad. Yeah, my dad wanted me to be a NHL player since I was a little boy. Yeah, I was on skates before I was in shoes, basically. Yeah.
Cool.
A typical Canadian family.
That's it.
Yeah.
A typical Canadian family.
That's it.
Dad played, right?
No, Dad was pretty low income.
Okay.
Road hockey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but still, you played the game, and once you're he
fell in
had
love
you
with
could
it.
do it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, fell in love with the game.
Good. Coach, this one's for you. Fan out there wants to know what happened to the bus last weekend.
I could go into a long story, but it didn't run. So that's and you know what? We always leave early, and I know sometimes we get to the game. Sometimes it's like, well, geez, we're here awful early, but it's just something. I'd rather get there a little early than late. And as I said, it just I think it's the alternator. That's what it was. It was the alternator. So, and I think anybody who knows cars, and I'm not. Trust me, I don't know anything. All I know is it kind of masked when we thought it was the battery, and it wasn't the battery, and then it was next thing you know, it was the alternator. So, I've learned more about buses than cars right now since I've been coaching. So, if you want a bus question, just ask me later. But I hope I can help you.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a good point you bring up because that's something that you do, deal with here, just the operations and the travel and all of that. So I know I get questions from fans all the time about, when are you leaving for a trip and, where are you staying and how long is it and this and that. But that's something that is very much in your world here.
Well, it's just, like tomorrow we got, we got practice, and then we got 3 tee times tomorrow. We're not sure what time we're leaving or who's driving or what bus we're taking. So we're just we're sitting on the first tee waiting to see what happens. So we'll find out hopefully in the morning.
Yeah, Corey, this one's for you. Have you ever had any dental work due to hockey?
Yeah, front tooth last year. Just halfway chipped down the side, just a high stick. But other than that, all good.
7, just 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The follow-up question here is who on the team has had the most dental work done due to hockey?
I got a hunch the coach has.
Yeah, that's probably coach.
See, most of the guys now, up until probably junior, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah,
and then if you are a cage, and so they don't wear them. And I think I lost 2 of them when I was 12, and then my last year playing, I lost. I lost 7 at one time. So, but yeah. So no, it just as I said, the game has changed a little bit, and a lot of guys wear mouth guards now. And as I said, a lot of it has to do with concussions too. They help with concussions. So. You don't want the concussion, but again, if you can wear a mouth guard and keep the teeth going, you're in good shape.
Sort of a similar question here too. What's the league's rule when it comes to drawing blood on a penalty? I know that there's some rules that are the same here as they are in the NHL and IIHF and such like that. So can you explain kind of the minor, the double minor, and how that works here?
Even if you accidentally high stick someone and you're going to get 2 minutes, but if you cut them, it's going to be 4 minutes, and that's what it should be. When you draw blood, I think you've seen probably on TV or even guys, they race up to the referee and they're going like this and they're squeezing their lip. Hopefully it can bleed a little bit more. So, but the other day there, with Mikey there, I'm not sure. They gave us an explanation, and I'm not quite sure what it meant, but we didn't get the call, and a little upset about it, and probably that's one of the reasons that things ensued after that.
Okay, that's fair enough. And you speaking of things ensue, I'll just throw this one out here. It says, "Does Blue Ridge need to change their name from the Bobcats to the Turtles?" That's. I'll let everyone laugh at that, and that whoever.
We'll just let that one go.
That's all good. It's on the sheet, so I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna read it off here. I'll take credit for that one if I have to. This question says, Corey, who are you the closest on the team with?
Mr. Mania, Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, Mikey's my boy. We do pretty much everything together. We're carpooling buddies, and even Farmer too. Tight knit group in the White House there. We get on the video games together. We go to the gym together. Everything together. It's pretty cool. But everybody and everybody next door, we all do stuff together. We did poker night last night. Kramer came over from other house. 6 of us guys in the other house.
Does Kramer's wife know that he was playing poker?
He won, so
okay.
I don't think she'd be mad.
Now I know why he was happy today.
Yeah.
He was in a pretty good mood today.
He
That's
was in
good.
a good mood
Okay,
today.
now we know why. Similar question. Who do you play with on the team when you're out there? Who's your line mates typically been so far this season?
I've played with everybody. Whitey and Kramer for the most part, and
You started off with 40.
Yeah, played out with 40, and
Pesty. Yeah, and Pesty.
Sally was never healthy until the most recent. You put him with Gus.
So he's bounced around a little bit and has done a good job.
Yeah, for sure. Not easy.
It's fun to play with everybody.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't matter to me.
Good question here. Says, who would get scared in a haunted house on the team?
Probably Mikey.
Mikey?
Or me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty jumpy.
Have you considered a rapping career like Farmer? This
No,
question wants to know.
absolutely
I haven't
not.
either. So
The last guy that's ever gonna rap, I think.
Okay. Coach, this question says, will number 39 be back? What's the latest?
Well, he's not going to be back right now. He's got 2-game suspension, but he's not back right now. But there's a good chance that the number 39 will reappear sometime during the season here. And as I said, I think he's looking forward to it. He's a great kid. When I say kid, he's probably 30 years old, but he's a great person. The guys loved him, and as I said, he just when you see a guy who comes in and all he wants to do is be part of the team. It's pretty cool. Last year we brought a guy in. I think we were. It was actually near the end of the year there. We won a game and he was in the dressing room. We thought we'd won the Stanley Cup. He was so excited and it's great to see that. You know what I mean? Those are great things. And as I said, he just had a blast here. So as I said, good for him.
This next question wants to know about the defense, specifically, what's it looking like here over the next couple of weekends? And I know that we've had some movement on that side of the ice as well recently. So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Mr. Hanley's back. He got back, and we picked up Mr. Garcia from Athens yesterday, so he's in town right now. So Farmer's still on the shelf. He'll be he'll come back after we have the break there. So right now we have 7 guys, and as I said, I like them. As I said, we just have to try to get guys together who can play together, and sometimes that's not always easy, as I said. So that's probably my biggest goal right now, is to try and get who can play with who and be the best pairing. And as I said, and then Farmer will come back and things will change again. So it'll be interesting down the stretch here of how I'm going to orchestrate that one.
Yeah. Next question. This is, someone wants to know here about just kind of the appeal process, and is there anything you can do when anything happens out there, but specifically they want to know about the hit with Michael, and is there anything that you can kind of
you can appeal it. I send in the tape, and there's one player there who threw the stick at the.
Did you know that the Tire Pressure Management System, or TPMS, alerts you when tire pressure is too low and could create unsafe driving conditions? If this light is illuminated, it means your tires could be underinflated. Schedule your next tire service appointment in the Flow Garage app. The more you know, with Flow.
And welcome back inside Visions Veterans Memorial Arena in Binghamton, New York. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you on the broadcast, and it's the Thunderbirds leading by 3, 5-2 after the second period this evening. Third period on the way. Thunderbirds will move left to right, and the Black Bears will skate right to left. There is 1 second of a penalty that's on the board to Mac Jansen, and so the Thunderbirds will begin this third and final frame of regulation on the power play. Shots are 30-15. And now we're ready. Gus Ford to take the face-off of the final period of regulation time here on the weekend, and we're back. Fouled by Connor Craig at the defensive end. Jansen and Kramer still remain in the box as they were serving that extra penalty there to Jansen. So it's 5-on-5 hockey, and 15 seconds gone by here in the Culver's third period. Josh LaBelle goes back to retrieve the puck in the defensive zone. And they'll look to drive it out now as he misses the pass to Jan Salak. This will go down the rink. And no icing here. Picked up behind the goal. Binghamton looks to move it out with Ivan Bondarenko. Gus Ford. Connor Craig across and zips it along to Igor Ramino. Top of the circle. Now out to the red line with speed. Finding a play up to Corey Cunningham, who tried to slip around the defense. But it's taken away by Binghamton. 19:06 left to go in the period as they blast one wide of the goal and a quick shot. That went wide of Boris Babic. 59 seconds gone by now in the Culver's third period. Roman Kramer, he escapes the box, and Mac Jansen is still in there for Binghamton.
A message from Stop DWI New York.
Sargis against White. Sargis wins it to Lathland, threw it out in front of the goal. And now they'll try it again. Another dribbler of a shot that's blocked. Did not make it to Boris Babic. Twin City looking for it. Out towards center with a high flip. And it's back for the Black Bears. Weber nearly gave it away to Cunningham. They go across the ice and just out of the reach of Nick Swain. They get it back, though. A good back check and a stick lift and a steal by Zach White. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Columbus leading Biloxi by 4 goals on home ice at 4-0. Danbury has the game tied now on the road against Blue Ridge at 2-2. Port Huron leading Watertown by 1, and a 3-1 lead on the road, Indiana over Topeka. Hanley chops it ahead in from the neutral zone. Down he goes, back behind the net of C.J. Hapward. If you're just joining us, it was Dominic Tomei who started the game, but he was lifted in the first period as the Thunderbirds scored 4 times on 8 shots. And so Binghamton went with C.J. Hapward. Here's Hanley. Crosses into the near side corner. Lost the handle of it, though, and it goes away. As the Black Bears have found it, they'll punch it down the ice. And back behind the goal of Boris Babic. It's found by Twin City, and they look to move it away. Cade Hanley slipped and fell. They'll fire one wide on a one-timer. That was from Ramacurse. They'll try it again here. High in the zone, bouncing away from Salak. Ivan Bondarenko, dangerous player behind the goal. Sends one out, and off the deflection, it just went wide of the goal. They had a one-timer set up. That's Gavin Yates. Yates traverses into the corner. He's run into by Hanley. Good legal check there behind the goal line. Stubbs is on the ice. They'll look to get it to him. And it's a drive. Tipped, and they score. It's Kyle Steffen's 6th goal of the season, and that brings us to a 2-goal score again at 5-3. 17:08 left to go in the Culver's third period. Face-off on the logo following the game's most recent scoring play. We're back with Craig sending it to Cunningham. Cunningham got run into. And back to Connor Craig. Gave it away, though. In on goal, and Babic is the last line of defense. And he makes a great save. 16:51 left to go in the Culver's third period. And a giveaway that Babic was able to handle. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fair Lawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Face-off will be in Twin City's defensive zone here. Linesman skates over to get a fresh puck. Nate Keeley, one-on-one in the circle against C.J. Stubbs. And down he goes. Keeley able to win away from Stubbs. Back behind the goal, then found by Schnapp high in the zone. Not out, but he intercepted on the second chance. Jacob Schnapp with 2 goals back in the first period. As Austin D'Orazio went down. And they'll move it down the rink. Back behind the goal of Boris Babic. Played here by the Black Bears and Bondarenko. Zipped it all the way around the boards. And Keeley has room. Good pass to find Butita. Then it got dropped back to Garcia. So Matt Garcia pushes it ahead, and he ran into the net there. And that gives us a stoppage with 16:13 left. And Garcia had to deal with Austin D'Orazio. He's just laughing at him, waving at him, as he came flying over and wanted a piece of him for some reason.
Exterminating Seventeen's premier family-owned pest control company, protecting homes and businesses from pests since 1993.
The Black Bears have been penalized.
Exterminators pest of the game.
All right, so D'Orazio, his number 11 showing for 2 minutes. Matthew Garcia there, he got tied up and then went back behind the goal as he collided with the net. D'Orazio just came way over. You see The replay they're showing here in the building just showing Garcia laughing and smiling. And Thunderbirds have a lot to smile about here. They got a 2-goal lead and they're headed to the power play. Stolen away, though, by Bondarenko. And he'll move it out for the Black Bears. Way down the rink, and Babic pushed it ahead. Falling down, I think he thought he was going to have some additional help there, but he had to wait it out. And now it's Chris Mott stepping onside. He's run into. Got it down behind the line. Thunderbirds look to hold the line. They couldn't, though, as the clear is off the glass. And down the rink. 15:45 left to play in our Culver's third period. The penalty minutes continuing to add up tonight. It's a rough officially to DeRazio. He was called for holding earlier tonight at 13:48 of the first period.
Experience authentic Mexican
They'll call this back as the Thunderbirds look to cross their onside of the power play. And this is going to go way down the rink, and the face-off will be in the defensive zone.
Catering is also available. Check them out at 1101 Bun Hill Road in Vestal.
From the face-off, Thunderbirds find it. They take it back behind the net, but then they give it away, and on Babic, and he had to make a save as it went eventually to the far side corner. Jan Salak races over looking to play it. Back behind the goal, 15:20 to play in the third period. Culver's third period, and found by Connor Craig. He goes down behind the goal line, zips it out to Chris Mott. Here comes Mott. Finds a pass to Gus Ford. Ford cuts out in front of the net, looks to fire. Chopped out a couple of times. And the puck's still free. Josh LaBelle has it. Now Gus Ford shooting one. Blocked in front, rebounds in. They're trying to find it. Schnapp. But it's a glove save made by C.J. Hafford. And a media timeout. 14:55 left to play in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds on a power play up by 2. Media timeout. We'll be right back.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
$14:55 left to go here in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds leading by 2 goals at 5-3. Offensive zone face-off as they work on the power play. Nate Keeley ready to go. One-on-one against Garrett Sargis, and the Black Bears will possess the puck, and they'll look to clear. Held onside, though, trapped on the wall by Roman Kramer. They couldn't get out of the zone. They'll try for a third time here, and it's stolen away by Jacob Schnapp and then found by Dan Weber. Weber has room to work, and he'll move it down the rink. LaBelle using his stick to direct traffic as he signals for Babic to go play it. So Boris Babic played that one. 15 seconds left on this 5-on-4 power play. It's 5-3 on the scoreboard, favoring the visitors. Thunderbirds will be the visitors in the next 5 games. Here's White shooting! Save made by Haffler. And now White and Kramer, they're giving some shoves in the corner. And Zach White being led away to the penalty box. And so White has been penalized. 4-on-4 here. Well, nothing egregious came out of that, and so my only guess is Zach White was either said something or was told to stop shoving, and he didn't. Couldn't really see anything other than that. He would have been called for.
Number 20, Zach White, 2 minutes for roughing.
It's a rough.
Penalty, 5:45.
Power play for the Black Bears. This puts the Thunderbirds on the Bobos. Deli and Grill penalty kill. 6 minutes into the third period. Far side circle, shot, and it goes wide of the net. Rebound off the back of the boards there. They look to pounce on it. Boris Babic tried to cover it, went down, stood back up, but it's still onside. Still free in the zone. DeRazio to Yates. Yates to Stubbs. Stubbs down low. Calling for it is Yates. And they try to get it to Stubbs, and out to center it goes. 1:22 left to go on the Bobos. Deli Grill penalty kill. Intercepted by Keeley. And he'll throw it high in the air, and down the rink it goes. 1:12 left to go now on the penalty to White. As Keeley aggressively tries to take it away. Here's Gavin Yates. Onside, they go across the zone. The shot, save made by that. Rebound goes in. And it's 5-4. CJ Stubbs has made it a 1-goal game. .14 left to go in the Culver's third period. Yates had it, went across to Jansen, and then there was traffic in front, and the puck was fouled on the rebound there by CJ Stubbs. Face off at center ice following the game's most recent scoring play. And down it goes as we're back. Controlled here by Hanley. Hanley goes ahead with it. As they announce the scoring play, icing has been called against Twin City. CJ Stubbs gets the goal, his second of the night. 2 goals on the night for Jacob Schnapp. 2 goals now for CJ Stubbs. As 2 goals have been scored here in this third period by the Black Bears. 2:52 and 6:46 the time of scoring play. Here's a chance off the face-off and a shot that gets blocked. That one did not make it a Babic. They'll look to possess it here from the far side. Still onside though for Binghamton. Down behind the goal they go. They'll throw it in front. And then back behind the net. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it. They have room to play it out. Igor Ramanau. Pressure to the back of him. And then found by Gus Ford. Here's Cade Hanley. Hanley zips it across to Chris Mott. To the line. Not out. Taken aside by Ford. They held it briefly, and then Ford was able to collect it. Ford with a check applied to the near side corner. Cunningham tried to return it back, and it's found back behind the goal. Black Bears go to work. 12-16 to play in the third period. They'll cross onside here. LaBelle looked to swipe it away. Long shot blocked by Babbitt. And found by Josh LaBelle. LaBelle zips it along to Cunningham. He took a look. Out to center it goes. Zach White on a breakaway. He's in. Fakes. Shoots. Scores! Zach White makes it 6-4. It's a 2-goal lead again. White was breaking out to the logo at center as they got it to him. He had to take a look behind him as the puck was just waiting behind him. He picked it up and then made a couple of fancy moves and waited out C.J. Hafford until he went down until there was space to fire. And it goes. 6-4 as we're back.
Scored by number 20, Zach White. Assisted by number 9, Josh LaBelle.
White from LaBelle.
8 minutes. That's White from LaBelle at 8 minutes.
At 8 minutes. All right. Black Bears holding on to it here in the defensive end. They'll move it out to the red line. They'll chip it ahead. Look to chase it down with Kyle Stefan. He's got a goal tonight. Back behind the net. In front, they fire. Save made by Babic. It's way high in the air here, and then it falls down And it's fouled by Butita, given away. Yates. Backhand goes wide of the goal. Butita's got room to work here now. He catches up to it, sends it through the neutral zone. They just missed the pass to Dion Demke. Fouled by Nate Keeley. Lays it out in front of the scorer's table area. Then it goes back for the Black Bears. Making changes. Fouled by Ivan Bondarenko. 11 minutes to play as they'll move this one wide of the goal. Found out to the red line. Shots are officially 39-19, favoring the home team. Out to the line again at center. This is Connor Craig, goes ahead with it. Would have been icing, I think, but it's straight to the goaltender Hapward, so as he's forced to play it, that, of course, negates the icing. Jesse Anderson entered the weekend with 20 points. Through center, they'll miss the pass here, and that will be called for an icing. 10:29 officially left to go here in the Culver's third period.
68207.
Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Well, Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. They will discuss whether or not this was actually an icing, and so that's going to determine where this face-off will be. At least I think that's what they're looking at. Although they go to the scores table. Oh, they call a penalty. CJ Stubbs goes to the box.
For the Northeastern Striping Corporation.
And they were talking about that as I was headed to the live read there for Culver's, and I was keeping one eye on the read and one eye on the ice, and I thought that was maybe a discussion about where the face-off was going to be because it was close. It was icing, but it was close, and the Black Bears were yelling about that, and so I thought maybe they were going to come together and see what the conclusion was, and they did huddle for a while, and they determined that the Thunderbirds will go to the power play. Offensive zone face-off, 2-goal lead at 6-4. Gus Ford, down he goes, and John Salak has it. Butita breaking in front of the goal.
Number 23, CJ Stubbs. 2 minutes for
unsportsmanlike to Stubbs. Craig across, one-timer by Mott is saved.
2 minutes for unsportsmanlike.
Into the corner. Butita left it for Salak to chase after it. Back behind the goal, he's outmanned 1-on-2, and the clear is not out. Chris Mott is to it here. 10:05 left to play in the third. It's Salak. Salak off the backhand. Leaves in the corner for John Butita. Back down behind the line. The clear is on. It's a slap shot, but it does not leave the zone. Good hold by Craig. He finds Ford on the power play. In front, one-timer by Mott. He scores! Power play goal! 7-4! First the touchdown, and now the extra point is up and good. Chris Mott, number 22, has two against his former team. The power play has been red hot here on the weekend. That continues. It's another goal on the man advantage. And Twin City once again, as they did earlier, with a 3-goal lead. Another shot here from Binghamton. This one goes skipping wide of the goal. And out the goal to Chris Mott. What a return to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena he's had. Zach White's onside here. Taken aside by Yates, and Yates out to center he goes. Right back for the good guys in Roman Kramer. Soft pass to find Zach White. Waits, circling around, way across the zone. Held onside by Igor Ramona. They'll look to steal it away from him, Zach White. And he gave it away, 2-on-1 for the Black Bears. The shot, there's a pass and it went wide. They waited forever and waited too long. That one goes well wide on the pass, and the Thunderbirds survive. That 2-on-1 advance the other way. 8:45 left to play in the Culver's third period. Long shot in from center, goes ringing loudly off the glass. That was from the Thunderbirds, and now it goes back for the Black Bears the other way. Binghamton's onside with Bondarenko. Ivan Bondarenko leaves it behind the goal line as Boris Babic looks on over the right shoulder. Back behind the net. They'll try to find a way to possess it. Butita had it briefly, and then it's taken aside. Out to center. Thunderbirds getting changes as Keeley's applying some pressure. Here's Stubbs to go back and play it. Near side, he'll find a play to Jesse Anderson. Anderson, he tried to go ahead with it. Collected here by Troy Harwell. And Harwell finds a play to Cade Hanley. Jan Salak drives onside with Mott. Mott fires wide as he's looking for three. Into the near side corner. It's played ahead by Binghamton. Back the other way. Found by the Thunderbirds once more. Here's Salak. He's got it back behind the goal. Run into, stayed on his skates though. Mott went down. And now this is played up and out. And we'll see if they give the Thunderbirds a power play. I think a deflection was the ruling. We go to the media timeout. We have 7:29 left to play in the third period. The Thunderbirds have a 3-goal lead, 7-4.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
We play even strength hockey, 5-on-5, 7:29 now left to go in our Culver's third period. 7-4 the lead for the Thunderbirds. And the face-off victory for the Black Bears. They have it down in the corner. They'll move it out to center ice and then jump onside. Stefan goes in front, and a good stick lift there with LaBelle going to find it. Cleared out to center ice. 7:13 left to play in period 3. There's Chris Mott throwing a check. They'll move it across the ice quickly. Garrett Sargis, he loses it. Matthew Garcia plays to Mott, and then off a deflection, it is up and out of play. And so now we have 7:02 left. And face off in the defensive zone of the Thunderbirds. Offensive end face-off is one. DeRazio with a quick shot and it goes wide of the goal. Back behind the net of Babic. He'll look on. Now it's Roman Kramer in search of it. Kramer looking to move it out of the zone. Trying to push it ahead to Zach White. Stays onside for the Black Bears, but they no longer have it. And so it's behind the net. Zach White has room and missed the pass across Cunningham and then collected again by Binghamton. It's a 3-goal lead for the Thunderbirds with 6.5 now left to go. And period number 3. Near side, White zips it along to find a play up to Roman Kramer. Kramer tried to find Cunningham. Second chance, Cunningham had it, but then he overskated it. And Dan Stone got it back. Ivan Bondarenko, near side, played by Austin DeRazio. DeRazio goes ahead and puts it down behind the goal line. Boris Babic looks on, they center, they fire, blocked. And Cunningham looks to chase it down. He is tackled down to the ice. And they call a penalty, and then some extracurricular activity. It looked like Stubbs sort of shot the puck at Cunningham or flipped it at him. Ramanow's lost his helmet. John Ramekers was over there by the boards as well with C.J. Stubbs. And if they show that here in the building on the replay, I'll have another look at it. Jansen will go to the box. And they'll take Cunningham. So Cunningham got tackled down by Jansen, and then Stubbs had it. And yes, Stubbs just flipped it at Cunningham. Cunningham's down the ice, and Nate Keeley started shoving him. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen a player on the ice and another player from the opposing team take a puck after the whistle and flip it at him like that. So we have a 3-goal game at 7-4. They've not put anything on the board yet in terms of penalties, but there's 2 players for each team in the penalty box. And so we'll get to that. Cunningham was in the box, taking some heat from the fans, and he was giving it right back to him. Cunningham was completely tackled down from behind with the opposition had the arm locked on him and then just sort of spun him down. So there was an original call that was going to go to Jansen before anything else happened. Still nothing on the board in terms of penalties. And it looks like they are signaling for 4-on-4 hockey. They put 23 on the board for the Thunderbirds, so we'll add that. And they put 93 on the board for the Black Bears. That was the original call that was on the way, so that creates a 4-on-4. And we'll have the face-off that follows that. Face-off is going to be outside of the Thunderbirds' defensive territory here. And Gus Ford will take it. It's hacked at there by Jan Salak, goes deep down into the defensive zone, fouled by Josh LaBelle.
2 minutes for embellishment.
So embellishment is a penalty to Cunningham.
2 minutes for embellishment at 14:01.
And they'll announce the penalty that was taken by Jansen.
Penalty number 23, Igor Ramanow. 2 minutes
Ramanow's
for
call, roughing to him.
Ramanow, 2 minutes for roughing.
Black Bears moving around the zone here with DeRazio holding on to it, trying to drag it away from Ford. They announce a roughing penalty. Here's Stone, high in the zone, doesn't fire, now he does. Shot block well, high in the zone, and fouled by Craig. Moved to Salak, Craig gets a change as Salak just curls and goes back into the zone, puts it back behind the net for LaBelle. We'll be due for a media timeout here coming up. We've got 5:07 left to play in the Culver's third period. It's down behind the goal line, played by the netminder C.J. Hapward. And right back for Binghamton and Ivan Bondarenko. Bondarenko finds DeRazio. DeRazio up the left wing. He's onside. Still holding on to it. Shoots one. And that goes off the glass, but still stays onside for Binghamton. Pressure applied high in the zone by Kramer. They take it down low. Look to fire. Stick lift. Rebound. Chopped away. As that one got blocked as well by Matthew Garcia. 4:35 left to go in the third. Thunderbirds ahead by 3 goals. It's 7-4. They'll put it down behind the net. As Matt Garcia goes to find it here. And it's Cade Hanley. His turn to play it. Hanley skates it all the way to center, taking a couple of whacks. Continues on, though. Here's Hanley with it. Off the backhand, drops it down low. And eventually played here in the near side corner. Zach White searching for it, but he was outmanned. And now Jacob Schnapp will look to play it. I think Schnapp may have had an equipment problem earlier in the period as Yates fell down over the blue line. And Schnapp left and missed a few minutes, but he's back now. Here's Keeley. Keeley off the backhand, goes off the back of the goal. And Jansen just whacked Keeley. They let that go, but he got slashed in the back of the leg. Frustration building for this Black Bears group. Hadn't lost back-to-back games all season. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, it's been nearly 2 calendar years. And now they're in danger, of course, of dropping 3 in a row. Onside a chance. Thunderbirds look to steal, and out of the goal comes Hapward. And so the Black Bears will go 6-on-5 with nothing else to lose with 3:14 left here. Harwell off the glass to center to Ford, shoots, and it goes wide. And he just missed. Far side, and collected and played by Dan Stone. Back and forth. Now it's onside for Stubbs. Now Bondarenko back to Stubbs. CJ Stubbs behind the goal line. 2:48 left to play in the Culver's third period. Extra attacker time for Binghamton. Mott, long shot, blocked though at the red line. Black Bears look to put it onside. Picked off by Mott. Backhand drive way high in the air, and it just misses. 2:31 left to go in regulation time.
Back home next weekend against the Indiana Sentinels on Friday
and they sound the buzzer for the media timeout. We'll take it. Final one of the game. Media timeout. We'll be right back.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
.2:31 to play in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds leading by 3 goals at 7-4. The net is still empty to our right. And it's a 6-on-5 extra attacker attack for the Black Bears. They have 40 shots on goal. The Thunderbirds credited with 23. And here's LaBelle from the face-off, able to blast it down the ring. And this is going to go for icing, and there's the whistle. That took just a few seconds off. 2:23 now left to go. By the way, the 7 goals scored by the Thunderbirds over the Black Bears, the most goals given up by Binghamton all year. In fact, they tied that high. Binghamton had a loss to Athens earlier this year where Athens scored 5, and so, of course, that was tied last night. The Thunderbirds with 7 against them this evening. Side of the circle, Jansen. Now it's DeRazio. 2:14 left to play in regulation. Up top, DeRazio. Near side, Yates. Fires. Save made. Boris Babbitt. 2:07 now to play. Six on 5. Josh LaBelle, Cade Hanley. Zach White, Jacob Schnapp, Nate Keeley all out there. Sargis looks to win it away from Keeley. Keeley put it down low in the corner. But Binghamton catches up to it. And Ivan Bondarenko. Up high they go with a pass. Near side to Razio. Long shot, and Babic has it in the glove. So Boris Babic with another save. That was the 42nd shot of the night for the Black Bears. Face-off win for Binghamton as we're back. Under 2 minutes to play. Up high to Razio. Sends it along to Jansen, and from a deflection, it falls down the far side. Zach White feeling pressure, looking to move it out to center. Couldn't do it, though. And they score. Long shot goes in from Razio. May have been tipped by Bondarenko. And so I think that one does go in off of Bondarenko. And it makes it 7-5. Hapward will go back in the net. He will at least go to the hash marks. He's not fully off the ice yet, so it'll be a 5-on-5 face-off. And then soon, 6-on-5. There's the face-off. Thunderbirds get to it, and they lift it ahead. And outs the goal to Bondarenko. Garcia has it at center. And now collected by DeRazio. 1 minute, 19 seconds to play, and here comes the goaltender again. Hapward goes to the bench. Extra attacker on the ice for the Binghamton Black Bears. To the near side. It's onside for Binghamton. Along the half wall. Found by the Thunderbirds. Cleared by Craig, and it misses. And icing has been called with 58.5 left to go. Connor Craig found that one, chipped it way down the rink, and a couple of tries at the empty net tonight for the Thunderbirds have just missed. And a timeout has been called by the Black Bears. So they'll take their one and only timeout here. 42-23 shots on goal. Binghamton down 7-5. We have a minute here, so we'll have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report and scores from around the FPHL. The PD Ice Cats directly in front of the Thunderbirds in the standings. They did not play tonight as their game against Athens has been postponed. Columbus with a 5-1 lead over Biloxi. Blue Ridge leading Danbury now 3-2. That game's been back and forth, and the Bobcats are now in front. Port Huron with a 1-goal lead on the road against Watertown at 2-1, and 3-2. Indiana leading Topeka. Timeout has ended. Net remains empty. 6-on-5. The score is 7-5. And the Black Bears look to possess it here from the face-off, and they do. One-timer goes wide of the net. They'll look to get to it. Cleared out, though, by the Thunderbirds down the rink. This one gets up on its edge and does not make the line for icing. So the Black Bears look to work again. Onside here late in this game. 37 seconds left. They've got it down low. Shot, and it goes wide of the net. Babic may have got a piece of it. It's along the near side corner here. 28 seconds left to go. The clear is on, not out though. Still with Binghamton and Stubbs. Near side Jansen. One-timer, save made. Rebounds there. They fire across the crease. Going down was Garcia. Out of the zone it goes. This is going to go for an icing. There's the whistle. But we only have 10.6 seconds left. And perhaps the final face-off. But they went across the crease on Babic, who was way out of the blue paint, and they got it between his legs, and then diving down was Matthew Garcia. He saves the goal. Here we go. Keeley wins the face-off to Josh LaBelle. LaBelle looked to hold it here in the near side corner. High in the zone. Stubbs, slap shot, blocked by Babic, saved by Babic. And Boris Babic is going to post back-to-back wins on the weekend against the Binghamton Black Bears. The Thunderbirds will jump back in front of the Ice Caps for 4th place in the division standings. We have 2.9 seconds left. Here's the face-off. And they drive it immediately wide of the goal. This goes out to center. This game is over. Twin City has won it. The final score, 7-5.
Your final score presented by NBT Bank. Twin City Thunderbirds 7. Binghamton Black Bears 5.
And Binghamton has now lost 3 consecutive games. They dropped back-to-back games here on the weekend, and they have lost in regulation for now the 5th time this season. Thunderbirds win a game for the 15th time overall, improving to 15-17-1. They put a couple more shots on the board late for the Black Bears, and so officially the Black Bears outshot the Thunderbirds 46-23. But this was a hard-fought battle. Dominic Tomei, by the way, out on the ice now to give congratulations to Boris Babic. Those two goaltenders shaking hands and giving each other shoulder taps, respect each way. Tough night for Tomei, and Babic able to get 2 wins on the weekend. And so the number 1 team in the land falls twice in back-to-back games here on home ice this weekend. The Thunderbirds with 2 massive road wins going into their break. They will be off next weekend, and then 3 games will follow on the road against the PD Ice Caps back-to-back-to-back. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, February the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And then the Thunderbirds will have 2 road games against Monroe, and finally on home ice again for back-to-back games against Watertown on the 27th and 28th of February. Thanks as always, everyone, for tuning in tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. We always appreciate the support wherever you may have been cheering on the Thunderbirds from tonight. We thank you for doing that and hope to see you soon at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. It'll be a few weeks, but plenty of home games left in the regular season this year. We will step aside and take a break. And by the way, if you're watching, as I said last night, I don't control the video feed here, so they cut that out. But we will take a break, come back for the post-game show, and recap another wild game and a high-scoring affair between these two teams. The final score tonight, 7-5.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
All right, welcome back inside the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Kendall Grayson with you for the post-game show for tonight's game as the Thunderbirds win this one. The final score is 7-5, and what a game this was. Just like last night, plenty of entertainment and a lot going on in this one. So we'll get to the scoring details here as we always do. We'll have one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report before we in the broadcast tonight. The 3-star selection, by the way, presented to us on the broadcast by Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist. It's Chris Mott, the former Black Bear, the number 1 star with 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist. 2 goals, no assists for Jacob Schnapp. He's the 2nd star, and C.J. Stubbs with a 4-point game 2 goals, 2 assists. He's the third star of the night. So Connor Craig got the scoring going back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Gus Ford and Jan Salak on the assist for that goal. That was at 4:23. Then Jacob Schnapp scored the first of his game. He had 2 tonight. The first of the night for him at 8:01, assisted by Gus Ford. Then it's a power play goal for C.J. Stubbs, assisted by Garrett Sargis and Gavin Yates at 9:19 of the first period. That cut the lead down to 2-1. And then a tying goal, game-tying goal from Mac Jansen at 11:06. That was all back in the first period. And a 2-2 score at that point. But the Thunderbirds, they strike back a couple of times, and they score the final 2 of the first period. Jacob Schnapp's second goal of the night from John Butita and Nate Keeley at 11:52, even strength scoring play. A power play goal scored by John Butita from Gus Ford and Chris Mott. And a wild, high-scoring first period. Thunderbirds led it 4-2 after 1. Only 1 goal scored in the second period. We have 6 total in the first, 5 in the third. But just the 1 goal scored in the second period, and the Thunderbirds scored it. It was Chris Mott from John Butita and Jan Salak at 3:29. Even strength scoring play. We go to the third period. Kyle Stefan scores for the Black Bears. Jesse Anderson, Gavin Yates assisted. 2:52, the time of the scoring play. That made it 5-3. C.J. Stubbs with a power play goal at 6:46 of the period from Mac Jansen and Gavin Yates. That made it 5-4. But then 2 goals in a row from the Thunderbirds. Zach White to make it 6-4 at 8 minutes of the third and final frame of regulation time. Josh LaBelle with the assist. Power play goal from Chris Mott, assisted by Gus Ford and Connor Craig. That was Mott's second of the evening. And that made it 7-4 at 10:12, the Culver's third period. The final goal tonight, scored with an extra attacker on the ice, Ivan Bondarenko from Austin Durazio and C.J. Stubbs at 18:24 of the third period. That was into the score sheet. The Thunderbirds win the game. Final score is 7-5. Outshot 21-9 in the first, 9-6 in the second, 16-8 in the third, and a 60-minute total of 46-23 shots on goal, favoring the home team tonight. Boris Babic got the win in net. We saw multiple goaltenders in the game for the Binghamton Black Bears, and C.J. Hapworth finished the game. Dominic Tomei started the game, and those were the 2 goalies tonight of record for Binghamton. One last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report. Here we go. In the post-game show, it's a 5-1 win. Columbus over Biloxi 3-2. Blue Ridge leading Danbury 2-1. Port Huron over Watertown in the third period. Indiana with a 1-goal advantage at 3-2 over Topeka. So that's what it looks like. The standings going into tonight's game, Ice Cats did not play. And so the Thunderbirds now with 43 points with a regulation win. They have jumped PD, and they will go to 4th place in a playoff spot in the Continental Division side of things. The Thunderbirds will play their next home games against Watertown on February 27th, February 28th. We hope to see you out of the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. And that'll do it for tonight's post-game show here in Binghamton. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in all weekend long. A couple of really impressive wins here behind enemy lines for the Thunderbirds on the weekend. It's 7-5 tonight. Until next time, good night from Binghamton. It's a 7-5 win. Twin City defeats Binghamton.